I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That Sports for the best authentic sportswear. You check Wilton Sports when you want the best authentic sportswear. Wilton Sports. Food change advertise fee. And if you roll out the numbers, remember, no easy laugh, no off.
Some sports worth to take notes. Them full of dreams and hopes. Then why them come and sell rope? When there is only one, yeah, there is only one goat. And that's a Wilson, yeah, that's a Wilson, yeah, that's a Wilson Sports. Yeah, ball boots, ball tops, ball shots, string yard, ball socks. Them kind of drip you quick for make your ex call back. Little quickness in my boots and ball out, me want that. My Nike ticky pretty and my Adidas all black. Dribble down you feel it, grip me feel me can't drop. Slide tackle all my own a team and know this not pop. Why? Because I'm buy the supper.
Can you hear me now? Good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Man's Man. It is good to be with you today, tonight, this evening on the big show. But welcome. It's so good to have you. Good to see so many persons already commenting at the beginning of the program. All right, as usual, let's get past the preliminaries. Yeah, and then we can move into the big topics. I have something that it's not on the description, but it is the first thing I am going to be dealing with. So first and foremost, we give thanks for life and life more abundantly. We have breath in our lungs, so we are grateful for that. Our help comes from the Lord, the one who made the heavens and the earth. So let us continue to live good, be good to people. Yeah. You understand me? And let us, if you don't have inner peace, you won't have peace in your life any at all. You're going to be in conflict with people. Probably everywhere and everywhere that you go, every step you take. All right? I also want to do something as part of the show today. I'm going to give you, I listen to all of these leadership stuff because part of growing, is really being able to learn and grow and have leadership lessons that you have on a daily basis that teach you things, and you learn from them, right? And you grow through them. And so always want to find something that I can share with you to inspire you. So let's see, what can I inspire you with this evening? All right. What can I inspire you with? All right. Let me give you something from authentic leadership. All right. Leaders always lead by example. That is simple, not true. All right. We're going to give you something bigger than that. Don't worry. Bigger than that. All right. So let me give you this one. Bam. All right. You're killing yourself for a job that would replace you within a week if you drop dead. What's the thing? The big point. Take care of yourself. A manager manages a company. A leader leads the people within a company. So know the difference. You understand me? Yeah. The razor blade is sharp, but can't cut a tree. The axe is strong, but can't cut the hair. Everyone is important according to his or own unique purpose. Never look down on anyone unless you're admiring their shoe. Whoa! Yo, people talking truth, they want the bad. Let me say it again. The razor blade is sharp, but it can't cut down a tree. The axe is strong, but it can't cut the hair. Everyone is important according to his or her own unique purpose. Never look down on anyone unless you're admiring their shoe. Yeah, I understand me. Big up Joe Ross, Joe Fortis, Gibson champs coming up. Know yourself. Blessings. Been a minute. Jason, blessings every time. All right. Tyrone, bless up yourself. You understand me? Yep. Who else is here? Mario, blessings every time. All right. Again, people, remember to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. There is a matter that I must deal with at this present moment. Jermaine Clark, bless up as well. All right. Again, big up to all the coaches. We had Kerry on and a few others who kind of shared the experience over there at Cypress Park over the weekend with the under 17. All right, Alan Wedderburn, bless up yourself, right? Yeah, man, blessings every time. Now, some pictures were posted of just what happened. Tuffy Rudy up and running, up and gunning. Cranky should be coming on in a few minutes. Yeah, and he's going to be on running it by himself because I have engagement. I'm making an appearance on television, you understand me? And then I'm going to come back to the channel, you understand me? So I'll be on one of the local TV networks just discussing some things concerning sports, and then I'm going to come back here. Big up Jason Guna. So, Claudine, I must say dream, a dream. Yes, you know, Salmig, about the. All right, so listen, today I want to M10 football. Happy birthday, my brother. Bless up yourself. Hope you have a fantastic day down there at Mullines working. Big up to all the vloggers, them, from Unseen to Coach's Desk to Military Guna to Ryan LFC to JT to JD to Sports down the middle to Eddie Guna to Drew, Anyway that Sports, KW Media. Who am I leaving out? CC Sports Lab. Who am I leaving out? Everybody. Big up every vlogger, you understand me, out there. Keep on doing the work, do the right thing, and in due time you will get a reward. All right? Yeah. All right. Simon Preston. Oh my God. If Simon ever knows, me forget him. War. Big up Simon. Big up Simon. You understand me? One of the juggernauts in the building, in the business. You understand me? Big up to Simon. Said speed. All right. So the people These camps have been going on for a while, different age groups, and many of you remember how these things started. It started with us believing that it really, the discussion about having these camps in North America and in extension, Halftime TV, yeah man. I met Halftime TV in actually in Canada, you know, for the first time. Halftime TV, much love, you know, blessings, my brother. You understand me? Yeah man, lot of respect. You understand me? Proper work over there at Halftime TV. Yeah. So the camps that started in North America, in the US in particular, started out of a discussion on several YouTube platforms, including this. And so I kind of reached out to persons that I know who had an interest in it overseas. And it just happened. Kind of generic how it happened. You understand me? And people just came on board. And over time, I think it started out not even with JFF equipment and gears. It was after a couple of them. Then we said, listen, this is really a good way for the federation. And the federation actually got involved in it by providing proper equipment for the youths. And they have supported it in that way. All right? So, good job has been going. Anyone can say that we don't know the ending of this yet, you know, but at least what we can say is that what has been started is a fantastic thing. All right? With Freddie Butler, Boris Johnson, Richard Edwards, Leon Garden, Carlton Simmons, Andre Waugh, and the Roger Thomas and Laurie Thomas, right? You also have, and you have others. You have myself who has been there, Wendell Downswell has been there, and many other persons have been involved and engaged in it. Kerry James, right? Jason, you see here, he has been to one. Andrew Lewis has been to one. So several persons, even Carl Wallace has been to one of these. Dre Anyweather Sports. So many people have gotten involved, even if it's just to attend and give advice and direction. So it's taking on a life of its own, and it is gaining traction in the communities that it is being done. And as it progresses, you see kids of higher quality coming in. And what is happening is that some of the original kids that started, they have to up their levels because other kids are coming in who hear about this and are playing at elite levels, and they are challenging the others. All right. The last one was around 24 kids. All right. So after the picture was posted, you saw some of the pictures with the coaches. I think Harborview, I think Dre took some pictures, and Kerry. There's lots of photos all over the place. But I someone posted this, and I need some of you to talk to me because I am not happy about this. And I don't know who the person is, but I'd love for them to call into the program and give an explanation if they believe so. They're asking questions, so I'd love for them. Let me read what the person posted under the picture. All right? Let me posit an argument. You know, when I hear the word posit in this context, a lot of times I know where this is coming from. Like there are particular words that are used in particular spaces in Jamaica. So when I hear certain words being used, you can tell the content provider has an ear in a particular space, because this word posit is used by one of Jamaica's probably sports broadcasters on radio. Always use this word. So just from my mind, this word comes out of that context. I don't know who wrote this, but I have a suspicion that it may have come out of someone who listens to that space. All right. In fact, Lenny Hyde was invited to this one, you know, because they wanted Lenny to be there, having, you know, trouble with the team. They wanted him to stay. Big up Coach Lenny Hyde, but he had to come back because he had duties with Humble Lion, all right? Because they want him to be a part of this, you know. Ricardo Garner and others want to do the same thing in England because this is a big thing. All right, so here's this person. If the finances come from abroad, and as we can see, the coaches are wearing JFF gears, and represent Jamaica. Is the camp franchised out to them? Can you imagine, people? You hear what the person saying? If the camp is franchised out to them, and if so, what is the arrangement? Like, come on. You didn't hear the coaches talk about this and getting involved in the football, wanting to help. Coach Richard Edwards even said it. All the people. How you mean? What kind of question is this? But if it is franchised out to them, you didn't hear from the onset what it was about. From the first one that I was a part of. That you had like people like Garnet Denton, Codfish, who was there. Sambo, you know what, Jamaican people. Sambo, the same man from Excelsior, right? Everything is an issue to some of you. The person is asking everything is franchise out. Anyways, I don't know who you are, but I have to challenge you because you're out there questioning the people who are running this thing credibility. Because if you don't know none of them, say nothing. And if you know them, you should have called them and spoken with them. You made a public post, whomever you are, bringing up these non-issues to create issue. Looking traction, so we're going to call you out because people soon find out who you be. Here's where they go to. So that they start the next sentence. Listen to this. If they collect monies from parents to participate in the trials, who accounts for this? Listen to this. Listen to this. People, you remember the first one that we had? Midget B accused people of some collection thing. And you remember when Midget B did that? What I did? I called Freddie Butler. And they were trying to go around in circle. No, it's that person. No, it's that person. No, it's that person. No, it's that person. And we found out that they were all lying. We had parents who called in and said none of them paid any money. And I put it to you, use posit. I posit to you that I can send you the list of every single parent and contact information. And you can call all of them and ask them, one, if they have ever paid for any of these camps that have been run by Freddie Butler. Not only that, ask them, have you ever had to give anybody anything? Has anyone at the camp begged you or your child for anything at any of these camps? If you want that, we can send it to you. Uno is a set of mix up. That is what uno be. Mix up. Every time something good start, uno find a way to inject yourself in the process to create confusion. Destructive citizens of the country. That's what you are. About if money is being collected. Collect money for what? What is the need for money? What need do they have? These people, you know what is? They have come on this and talk. They book their own hotels because they want to give back to Jamaica. That is why they are doing it. They are not doing it because they want anything from anybody. All of these guys, Richard Edwards, he came on here. All of these people have been on the platform and talked. Travel from Canada, stay in hotel. Carry James to the same thing. Ask Jason if what Jason did. Jason flew from Atlanta all the way to Florida for this. Kind of crazy thing this you're coming up with. Wait, let me finish read. Their folly, their madness. Because some of these people, they find every reason. They are being influenced by people who don't have no sense like them to talk beer nonsense. Thirdly, who has overall responsibility for this program? Do you think that these questions should be answered? Then you call who you want to ask, answer your question. Or kiba your mouth. Like 8.5 hours. You think nobody bought my ticket when I go there? I buy it myself. Jam with my friend. No stipend, no per diem. Because we love Jamaica football. Maybe you should get yourself involved and help Jamaica football. You and your cumbalongs. Or Freddie Butler is asking you to call him. Boris Johnson say you must call him. Richard Edwards say you must call him. You and your cumbalongs. They're asking you to call them. The parents are asking you. The parents that I spoke to who saw this post is asking you to call them. Because they are so happy with what is happening. So they're asking you to call them. So they can give you a piece of their peaceful mind. Or keep by your mouth and your cumbalongs. And do what your grandmother taught you how to do. If you don't have nothing good to say, you keep by your mouth. Every time we see something good, we have to find a way to come up. We want to be contrarians. Why can't people give back something? Come on, man. If I were you, I would take down the post and apologize. And you come along them, we conspire this argument. Sit down and keep on them out. Move from here so we don't know Cumberland's business. And thing upset me, man. I'm telling you. If you are involved in football, you know all of these people. You could call them. If you wanted to really find out, you could call. Who need to answer to you and to answer to who? Why if I'm helping people, I need to answer to you. Who are you? Who do you be? Why should people answer to you? If the JFF said go ahead and do it, people go ahead and do it. Didn't the JFF send Wendell Downswell there to speak to the parents at one time? Didn't they send Karen Lumsden there? Didn't the president go there? How when other people, to the same group of people, asking them to write letters from their clubs to get many Jamaicans to travel and get visas and go overseas? Why you don't ask them? Why you don't ask these people, why are you helping the Jamaican kids to get visas and travel overseas? Why are you doing that from your clubs? You should never help them. Trippy. I'm telling you, man. You think it's today? You know how many these said people that are doing these camps, you know what they have always done? Hosted Jamaicans. And if all of them are honest, they would come out and talk. That a lot of these guys, you know how much Boris Johnson does for football in Jamaica? Sambo does. You know that Battlehead, that they call him? Valio. You know, Valio provided and sponsored the scholastic teams. Keep camps in the pandemic. Was a major part of the academy that is set up in Barbican. Where you don't call them and ask them why they're doing it. Where you don't call them and ask them to take back their money and don't help Jamaica's football because they're collecting money from people. Where you don't call them and tell them that. Why? When Sambo and Chris Bale and all of these guys go by Excelsior, go do what they're doing for the school, why don't tell them not to do it and go and question why they're doing it? And they should stop. Why? Why? Why you want to bring up this? Hear somebody talking. These are the testimonies. Bigging up the coaches. Even if these guys never play in an official game for Jamaica, the experienced people of just putting on to know that you are classified as a Jamaican and you're being recognized is enough for many people. Why would you stop that and have these questions before you put your hand together and clap the people? You know what these guys are planning? Let me tell you what they are planning. These set of people in the diaspora are planning and taking their own resources, buying their own tickets, book their own hotel to come to Jamaica to do the same thing. At no expense to the GFF. You know what we should be doing? Celebrating it. We should be celebrating people in the diaspora willingness to contribute and give back. Yet we're finding reason to question the people.
Man, who you are trace now? Who you are trace? Who you are trace? You have a call name. If it's a call name, you know.
Eh?
You have call name. I believe in calling name, you know. Like call out people.
People so find people is on Facebook. They're probably gonna delete it now. They're probably gonna delete it.
Even about they want to delete it.
I cannot understand. All right, people, maybe I should, there's a way that I can share the post, don't it? I'm going to put up the post.
Just log on it and then put it up.
Should I put up the post or you want me to send you the post, Cranky, that they made?
No, just put it
under
up.
the picture.
Put it up so people can actually read it.
All right, so let me put up. I think I read it, but let me just see if I can. Crazy, man. I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Make sure me get rid of how I can do it. The best way to do this is this way. I think so. All right, so let's go. All right, I can't play the actual video because the video has an audio in it. All right, Steve, tonight is not the night. Trust me, tonight is not the night. What is the problem with the GFF? What is the problem with the GFF? Why is that GFF problem if I decide that I'm going to help 3 kids with their boots? What is the conflict in that? Keep your mouth to ya, man. I'm talking about people who want to help Jamaica football and they are helping. And you're going to tell me that is the problem with the GFF? All right, so Cranky, you seeing it? That is the post.
I am seeing it. Let me post. How do you? Yeah. Posit an argument. Huh?
Posit.
What do you want to do with argument? What do you mean argument? If the financing comes from abroad,
but anyways, don't try to understand the grammar. Just read it.
If the financing comes from abroad, and as we can see, the coaches who are wearing JFF gears represent Jamaica. Huh? Is that a question or a statement? Okay, fine.
Just read the Cranky, man.
No, but I struggle with non-English. I struggle. Is the camp franchise out to them? And if so, what is the arrangement? If they collect monies from parents to participate in the trials, who account for this? And monies and account people, there's an agreement failure. Thirdly, who has responsibility for this Jamaica program? Fourthly, don't you think these questions should be answered? Who are the questions being posed to? Manny's man, who are the questions being posed to?
So they went on a post, right? So you know that there's a picture, right? I can't play because the video is an audio. So there's a picture of Coach Freddie and the next coach. So they're right. That was posted by several persons. So under that picture, right, is where the person put this comment. So my thing is, if you're a football person and you're asking for answers to these questions, you know the people. Why would you make a public post about this? That is my question. What is the objective? What is the end game of making a public post?
The person may think they know more than they seem like these are rhetorical questions.
Why? Yeah. Why would you ask about money? Is money being collected? When the thing was originally started, all of those things were outlined. Freddie Butler has been on, Boris Johnson has been on, Kerry was on, Richard Edwards has been. All the people involved, they have been on talking about it. So this is what I don't understand. If all the people involved have come on and spoken about how this thing operates and run, why are you raising these questions as a footballing person?
So maybe the person is trying to get some clarity. So let me play devil's advocate. Maybe they're trying to get some transparency and clarity concerning the arrangements. Maybe they're not aware of what the arrangement entails. And maybe they're trying to make sure they get, it's transparent to the general public.
All right. Well, I see Brian is here.
Good night, money. Good night.
Yes.
Frankie. Yo.
Good night, Brian.
Frankie,
let me say something, Brian, because you have a problem with the phone system in Jamaica. And Brian, do we have a problem with the phone?
Brian, hold on.
A lot of people call in their phone.
Brian,
it's
not coming through clearly. You want me to send you the links? So would that be better? Because we're not hearing you clearly.
Same thing with Leader last night. Is there a problem with the phone system?
I don't have enough time, but yeah, send me the link. I'll be on for about 5 minutes or so.
All right.
Send me the link.
All right. Here's what I'm saying, Cranky. People decide that, okay, management says, I am going to help. I live in Florida. All right. There are 10 kids who are of Jamaican connection. They have Jamaican connection. I am going to help them so that one day they can represent Jamaica. Why do I need to ask the JFF permission? Firstly. So I start that. The JFF says, we love what you're doing. Let's make it official, because out of this, we see where one or two of the players can make the national team. Here are some gears so it can look more official for you and the two coaches. What I'm trying to figure out, what is wrong with that?
The financing comes from abroad.
What is wrong with that?
The coaches that we live here and represent Jamaica.
If a person in Jamaica was doing it, would it be a problem? Or this is because it is a diaspora, why it is a problem?
So let me play devil's advocate again. Is that people just don't trust the JFF and think they're trying to monetize the situation, and fill their pockets?
What the JFF doing?
No, I know.
I'm saying that this is
asked about the arrangement. They asked about the arrangement. What's this arrangement entail? Are they getting money from parents and passing it on to JFF personnel and pocketing some for themselves?
That was answered already. That was answered. Parents came out and said that.
But the person may have not watched your program. The person may not have watched your program when that Gary came on. So I think you should reposition this. What you should do, management, here's my suggestion. I did this in a public forum. You should just respond to the question in a very measured.
No.
Do like Cranky. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. I never get upset.
I am not. No, here's what is happening. It is, let me tell you this. The coaches who are involved feel very offended by it. It's just because they can't come on tonight. Because they know
we know all about this, right? We know the background.
And that is the problem. Because they're saying that the person, what they're saying is that the person could call them.
I understand management. Just answer the question. Just answer the question.
I answer the questions.
No, but I'm saying,
and I've said it before, no money is being collected. Parents have come out and said that they have never paid. And I've said that there's no money being paid. These are just
it's the tone of the delivery that people may think that you're angry.
So no money.
Disturbed. You gotta rebalance the tone and let it digestible. The tone digestible.
No money is being collected from the onset, and discussions were made. Let me call Brad, see if I can get if calling straight will work. But people, Cranky will be running the stuff for an hour as I have an engagement.
Where you're going.
So he will
back up. Tell them where you're going. Don't just act like you know what. You got called an assignment. That's what it is. I used to do this radio program.
Yeah,
you call in, and somebody's not there, so they get called an assignment. So tell them you got called an assignment.
Yeah, I have an assignment, people. I have an assignment.
Yeah,
Yes, Brian. Yes.
Yeah, you better now.
Loud and clear. It look like when you call me, your credit don't work good. But when I call you, my credit don't work good, so the phone work. I don't know.
It's not him alone.
Yeah, but what's going on? Make it.
Yeah, good night. Good night. So, man, I have a few minutes. A question. Are you having an issue with the questions being asked, or you have an issue with the forum in which it's asked?
I have two issues, right? One is the forum. One is the forum. The picture was posted celebrating a good thing that has been done. The video that was posted, right? It spoke about even Richard Edwards. So let me read that post for you. It is in this context why I'm not happy. Hold on. So listen, no man, let me read it for those on here. It says, whenever I am called upon to contribute for the betterment of my nation, I know it is an essential aspect of civil responsibility. My willingness to actively participate in the development of the country's football is something I look forward to every time the moment presents itself. With our shared passion, vision, and commitment to achieve success, the future looks bright for the GFF, right? That's what he put, and he has some videos there. And then, right.
Who posted that? Chartman?
That's Chartman post. So it is in this context that all of these things are where this statement comes up. And I'm saying that why would you do it there?
Hey, but money's man.
All right, so let's get to the questions. Go ahead. Yeah.
If you post something on a public forum, you should expect that people will make public comments irrespective of if you agree with man.
Okay.
Agreed?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying the questions that are being asked, I don't think that they are illegitimate questions to be asked.
All right. So
I don't think that they are.
All right. So you don't think? Hold on. So let me get to the question. You really believe, like, in the best interest of Jamaica's football, Brian? Let me get to the question. Here is the question: if the financing comes from abroad, and as we can see, the coaches are wearing JFF gears and represent Jamaica, right? So they're asking one, if the financing comes from abroad, what does that have to do with anything? If people from the diaspora is doing it, what is the problem? Because here's my question to you. If people in Jamaica were doing this, would you be concerned about where the money is coming from?
Man, well, I think that you are being a bit more.
I'm asking.
So hold on.
Let me hear what I'm emotional. Tell me what I'm emotional about.
When the person is saying the financing is coming from abroad, I am interpreting that person knows more than they are letting off in the post. So they are saying, hey, it is not being sponsored by the JFF, but they are saying people are wearing the JFF uniform to represent that it is a JFF initiative. Now, where the financing comes from is not really that important, but I'm saying you are thinking of that point to say that this is the only thing being asked, and I'm saying
I'm going to. That's one of the questions. So I want you to give me the rationale behind that question, because I think that question, you are interpreting what the person means.
A reasonable person could think that people overseas is keeping this camp, and maybe it is for certain people of a certain financial background. Maybe this person is thinking that. So you must say, yo, the man who put on money thing, I think coming out of the money. Me think that.
Okay, so that is what you think. You're thinking that they're saying it's for certain people of a certain financial background.
That's the one interpretation.
That's how you interpret it. I don't agree with you, but that's your interpretation. Cranky has something to add.
So if you read the questions, my name is Man, and is Man of Steel, or like T's MOS or MOS. I think the question sounds accusatory because most people start the question with money now. You went straight to the financing versus lead up to the financing, right? So the financing is not accessory to the body of the question. No, but it appears that the person somehow has either have some knowledge, some gripe, some concern, and the question does sound accusatory. If you say, where's the money come from? That's the first question. You didn't even lead to the question. You didn't say, no, what's the purpose of the camp? How is the camp structured? How do we get information about the camp? You could have phrased it in a way to make it seem like you're really interested, but you're not. You want to find out more about it. It went straight into where the money come from. And we know the JFF has been accused of being corrupt. And we know when you come talk about money, corruption is the first thing people think about. So it does sound accusatory, honestly.
And then the second, this whole Brian. No.
Which is why I'm saying this person seem as if they know more than you're looking up in the post.
All right. Here's the second part now, Brian. Listen, Jamaica, or it says, is the camp franchise out to them? Right? If so, what is the arrangement? All right. Follow me now, because the first line of question is that they are wearing Jamaica gears. Then they go into whether it's franchise out to them. So if it is franchise, here's what they said. If they collect monies from parents to participate in the trials, who account for this? So which one of those questions? No, let me just, but you have to listen to me. So yes, so you go ahead, let me listen to you, and then when you are finished, I will speak and you listen to me. So you go ahead, ask me your question.
All right. So just a simple question. These coaches hosting this camp, are they employed by the JFF?
No, that's the point I'm making. No, they are not employed by the JFF.
So would it be reasonable to see a bunch of coaches wearing the JFF jersey and keeping a camp? Is it unreasonable for someone to ask what is the arrangement that these people have?
But I am saying to you, Brian, that this has been said on several occasions. Okay. This is what I'm saying to you. This is not the first this is being done. I said before that Freddie Butler, Carlton Simmons, Kerry James, Richard Edwards, Boris Johnson, all of us, I was there, Wendell Downswell, Rudolph Speed, Dennis Chung, all of these people have spoken publicly about this.
Money is money. You are okay. All right, we hear you, but maybe this person they don't know.
But the question, that is the point I'm making. If they don't know, the questions they're asking are very accusatory.
I agree, I agree, but that's not what I'm saying. Maybe these questions should have been answered, but I don't think the questions should have been answered.
Hey, listen, me personally, I believe if the person may go, here's my point, Brent. I think it could have started with, listen, I'm happy to see what is happening with these camps. I'd love to get some more details. Like, how is this being financed? And how will it be sustained? That to me is somebody who has an interest. Really understanding what is going on.
I'm going to have to run
Walk. Big up yourself.
I think the problem with the statements to ask questions is that the person started off with financing. They went to franchise, which is back to financing and money. Then they went to how the money being accounted for. So the whole theme of those questions are around money, right? The whole theme is around money.
Exactly. Given that the first one that the people did, remember that whole issue with money came up, right? And it had to be discussed on the platform that there was no money. And parents came out and said, no, it is all, you understand? It is all free. And you know, Cranky, that in the States, the people have more disposable income. So like Andrew Lulu, who is a part of this, Lulu is in Houston. Do you know that he travels to the camp every time with his son?
Okay. That's expensive.
Yeah, like Jason
For him,
left from
for him, it's
Atlanta.
expensive.
Kids,
But Jason can
yeah,
drive
Jason
though,
left from
but
Atlanta.
Houston far twice the distance. So yeah.
Isn't from Atlanta 8-hour drive?
To go to Florida, it's
Yeah.
it's probably about
Back
8 hours. Yeah. Depends on where in Florida you're going, by the way, but yeah. It's
Yeah.
probably
So
eight to 12 actually. Depends on where you're going. If you're going to Jacksonville, it's much closer. If you're going down to Fort Lauderdale, it's further.
Yeah,
3 hours, 4 hours from there. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So but we're gonna move on from that. You understand? We get to the good things. Then the young player, 8.5 to Port St. Lucie, he's saying cranky.
Yeah, but Port St. Lucie is about 3 hours from Fort Lauderdale. Oh, so it's a okay. So it's
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you go down to South Florida, it's another 2.5 hours.
Man. From
St. Lucie is an hour from Orlando.
No, cranky.
Isn't it 2 hours?
No,
Port St. Lucie
Port St. Lucie. No,
to Miami in 2 hours.
I swear that from Fort Lauderdale, from the airport, it takes me around an hour to get down to Port St. Lucie.
Okay. Fort Lauderdale, I thought it was an hour and a half to get to. So I thought it was 2 hours to Miami.
If you're on the highway,
an hour from Orlando, but maybe I could be wrong. Yeah. Take 95 go up. Yeah.
All right. So cranky. Yeah, you have Oh, somebody's saying Bujo Skeng says 2 hours.
2 hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours. I mean, farther from Miami to 20 miles on this again, 15, 20 miles. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody says hour and a half.
Depends on who's driving, man. Depends on how fast they're driving. Some people drive.
But if you take the I-95, you don't unless you have traffic.
It depends how fast you're driving.
Yeah.
The third pike
depends on how fast you're driving.
Yeah, it depends on how fast you're driving. It does. Anyway.
Yeah. 2 hours and a half away from Fort Lauderdale. Sure done. Everybody have their own time. 1 hour 19 minutes. 1 hour. 3. Everybody have their own time.
I thought it was 2 hours because it's 3 hours. It's an hour to Orlando from St. Lucie, and it's 3 hours to Orlando, which is 3 hours from Fort Lauderdale. But I could be wrong, so who knows?
All right, when Dre comes on, he can tell us because Dre had to do the
But Dre's coming from Fort Lauderdale. No, he's not coming from Fort Lauderdale. He's coming from Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah. Michael Roberts said hour and a half. Everybody have their own time, We'll stick to hour and a half. Let's work with an hour and a half. As the time, see that Turnpike. Yeah, Turnpike is an hour. I live in Port St. Lucie.
Turnpike
hour and a half. 95, 2 hours.
Yeah, because 95 is a slower.
Yeah, Bujo Skeng TV. All right. Sheridan said I live.
Sheridan said I live in Port St. Lucie. Okay.
Yeah, and he said that on the I-95, it takes you 2 hours.
Because traffic is always busy. 95 always busy.
A suspect that
nobody want to pay toll on turnpike, so not take the turnpike.
All right. Cranky, you're frozen. I don't know if you're still hearing me.
I'm not frozen.
Yeah.
I'm frozen.
Yeah.
I'm not frozen. I can see myself shaking my head. I'm not frozen.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, a couple of things to talk about. EPL. EPL Dixon scored on debut for his team.
Who played for Arnett?
Yeah, he played for Arnett. Scored a brilliant goal yesterday. You understand?
I saw the goal, by the way. I saw the goal.
Yeah.
It's a good goal.
Yep. Yeah, and so I also want you to discuss when I talk about the AFCON. I sent you like who will be playing, who, so you can share that in the quarterfinal.
I didn't see the AFCON. I have to pull up AFCON. I did see the
I sent you the how the draw is, and then I want to ask this question: Is FFP destroying football with this whole heap of?
I can talk about that. I can talk about that.
Yeah. All right. So people, I'll be back. I'll leave you in the competent hands of military.
Why are you telling people where you're going? Where you going? You got called away on duty, on official duty.
Yeah, people, I'm going on official duty.
Oh, so all the games for the African Nations Cup have been played then?
Yeah. In the round of 16.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so then we have so I can see the games.
Once the Burkina Faso lose as soon as you say to your team. And the big nations in Morocco, oh geez, Hakimi missed the penalty. Amrabat got red card.
So don't we have 8 games remaining though? Is it 8 games remaining?
You're in the quarterfinals now, you know.
Yeah, so it should be 8 games remaining. I mean, 4 games. 8 teams.
Yeah.
8 teams, yeah. I'm trying to find, give me 1 second, maybe find it before you leave.
You want the schedule like, I sent you a WhatsApp with it, you know.
Okay, let me look it up then. I know you sent me something. I was wondering what it was.
Yeah.
No, you sent me a WhatsApp with this link.
No, I sent you one before. You mean, man, I sent it to you, man?
No.
All right, let me see. You are part of the team that is on tour to Jamaica?
What team?
Beasley United.
No, I don't play for Beasley. I never played Beasley. Just stop playing football, man.
Oh, I thought you were probably because
I'm not affiliated with Beasley at all, but I know of Beasley, but I'm not affiliated with Beasley.
All right, so there you go. I think I sent it to you now. So if you open that, you'll see the link.
Man, I see it, but you know, man, it shows me.
Yeah, tell you who.
Colors.
No, Cranky. Right now, you see Nigeria playing Angola.
I know, but it showed me just colors. It's not showing me.
Cape Verde, no, the nation is there versus South Africa.
Angola, Nigeria, Cape Verde, and Morocco. And then the other side, we have what? Mali, Ivory Coast, Congo, DR Congo, and Guinea. Okay.
Yeah. All right, but so you have that, and Arsenal today. Aston Villa losing. Leon Bailey coming on was had a fantastic.
Why do you start?
That's what I want you out there. I don't know if you know. I don't know. That's what I'd love for you to tell me. What was Unai Emery?
I didn't watch the game, obviously. But I know enough to be dangerous.
All right. Do you want to post the links if people want to come on? Are you
No, I'm about to come.
All right. So I'll be back, Cranky. I'll be back.
I can do how much time you need? An hour?
About an hour. Yeah, people. So I'm going to run over. I have to go over and a TV station to do.
He's going over to CVM, people.
To do a little cameo.
He's going to CVM to educate them about EPL because they need an expert. They lack an expert. So he's going to. So you can watch me and him at the same time. If you're here, you have access. You can watch both of them. Just have them side by side. Turn your TV, but turn down the TV so you don't have to hear him and listen.
Yeah. All right, Cranky. So I'll be back. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Munnings. So we'll start off first with EPL roundup, everyone, and then, as Manny's alluded to, we'll jump into Jason Guna, EPL expert, and he's an Arsenal supporter, by the way. We'll jump into some FFP, as Manny's question was: is EPL destroying football? And also, as he mentioned, I won't touch upon this too much because I didn't watch the game, but I did watch highlights that Dixon scored. I also want to talk about a little bit about West Indies under 19 because they won today. They beat Sri Lanka. And then anything else that you may want to talk about, so you can post your information in the chat activity. But in terms of EPL roundup, and I have a bunch of devices here with me. I'll start off with the Arsenal game because it was one of the first games of the day. Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest by 2-1. As usual, you cannot watch an Arsenal game without getting concerned. Arsenal was leading 2-0, very relaxed, no pressure, had over 70% possession. At one point, it was 80% possession. Not very penetrative, though, and it's a concern because Arsenal doesn't have enough, to me, dynamic players to penetrate the team. And when teams are playing low block, I don't think you should play inverted because you're clogging up the middle when it's already clogged. And you're not giving the width to try to spread them out. So when Zinchenko comes in to play low block, to play the double pivot with Rice, to me, I'm not sure that's a strategy to employ. And what we don't do well is, because you have low block, but it's 3 blocks. What I see Man City does with Rodri is that he plays it really cute. He pulls the defense in, and he watched the last game when they won 2-1 against Newcastle, and he plays the ball behind that first line that allows the midfielder then to spin and have that 4 people behind him, and you can penetrate more. We don't do that. We play slow. We rotate the ball around. We go back around in a circle. So Arsenal won today, but I wasn't impressed with the performance, I have to admit. A lot of Arsenal fans are not enamored with Jesus. He did score today, have an assist, but they believe, and I got a bit of text from England, that they need a striker, killer striker. I mean, he hit the upright today when he probably should have hit the target. But at the end of the day, Arsenal did win and are now in second place, a couple points behind Liverpool, with Liverpool and Man City with a game in hand. So should be interesting. Luton today beat Brighton 4-0. That has to be one of the surprising scores of this season, actually. Because Brighton has played well, a very, very young team. Always seem to be finding those gems and sell them on for big money. Caicedo is an example. But Brighton have sold a lot of players over the years. But it's a little bit surprising that they got beaten 4-0. Didn't watch the game. Obviously, can't watch all the games. But Luton actually have played some really good games. They played us well. They scored, 2 or 3 against us? We got lucky. They played Man City well. So they have actually improved as the season has progressed. And if you can pick a team that may come out of the bottom half of the table, at least the bottom 3, because all the teams that got promoted, including Sheffield, United, and Burnley, all 3 expected to go down. But I must say that Luton playing at home, as Jason Goon has alluded to, are a tough nut to crack, and they proved again today, winning 4-0. And I saw the highlights of the goals, and a couple of them were good goals. Not every one of them, but a couple were good goals. So much kudos to Luton. As you know, a Jamaican left back, Amari Bell, does play for Luton. But they're putting up a fight. They're not going down without a fight if they do go down. We had a dull draw between Fulham and Everton, so not much to talk about there. Crystal Palace, who was picked to win, actually, won 3-2 against Sheffield United. And their stars scored. Eze scored 2, Olise scored 1. And frankly, Eze is somebody I really like and hope we'd have bought him instead of buying Havertz, even though my pick would have been Kudos to first to buy. But Eze is just such a graceful player, skillful player, can shoot with either foot, great free kick taker. And Olise, actually, both of them were Arsenal players, by the way. Olise went to a number of academies, but both Olise and Eze were at Arsenal and went to a number of teams. So I think what does at pretty early ages, I think what that does prove, people, we should understand that some people mature later than others, right? Not everyone mature at the same speed or the ability to show up at the same speed. And sometimes they give people a chance to exhaust their capability, in a sense, for lack of a better word. So you can really see their true potential, because those 2 are brilliant players and they both got turned down or cut by a number of academies. So it does show you that if you have intestinal fortitude, you have the desire, you work hard and improve whatever you're doing in life, it can actually help you progress and do well. And those 2 players are good examples of that. So Crystal Palace won 3-2, and they were in about 15, 16th place, somewhere down there. So they create some daylight between them and the bottom 4, I think, because Everton is still down there. The last game here is Newcastle beating Aston Villa by 3-1. I didn't watch that game, but I did notice that Bailey didn't start, which I found interesting, actually, given how well he's been playing. And you guys know I love Leon. I think he's the best player ever. But it was disappointing not to see him start. And it's also disappointing that how poorly they played, frankly. I mean, if you think about it, Newcastle were up 3 nothing. Actually, Ollie Watkins pulled one back, but given how Aston Villa has been, the second best team in 2023, or maybe even number one, Emery averages 2 points per game, which is significant. It's somewhat surprising that they got beaten as badly as they did today. And also surprising Bailey didn't start, frankly, because he's been playing really well. So I'm not sure what Emery was thinking. I know he likes to play Kamara with Louise, with McGinn, in terms of that front three. And he likes to play Diaby off Watkins. But I'm not sure what he was thinking, actually. Because Newcastle, you got to spread out Newcastle, who have been struggling and have not been playing as well as one would expect. They have a lot of injuries. But really surprising how poorly they played today. And they got stomped, frankly. I mean, the game was 3-0 down. They were 3-0 down real early in the game. So at the end of the day, Bailey must be very, very disappointed he didn't start. And knowing those Villa fans, I'm sure they're going to be not really beating Emery because he's done extremely well for them. He's made them relevant, but they must question as to why he didn't start today. And I know a lot of Jamaican fans, a lot of you in the chat, probably lost your mind when you didn't see him start. So I can understand the perspective, actually, and the consternation as to why would Emery have started him. That actually makes no sense, I would admit. I'm not sure why you would have him on the bench when he's been playing well, scoring goals, one of the leaders in total goal contribution in the EPL. So maybe he's carrying a knock, people. We don't know. The last game Arsenal played, Martinelli didn't start, and Arteta said he was carrying a knock, even though Arteta doesn't really tell the truth a lot of times. So, but maybe he's carrying a knock, and the coach didn't want to risk him. And the games are coming thick and fast, aren't they? So a lot of time coaches are thinking ahead. But if you're playing Newcastle, which is one of the better teams, I would think you would want to play your best players, right? I'm not sure why you wouldn't. So that doesn't make any sense. But the games are coming thick and fast. They play today. They play again on Saturday against Sheffield. So that may have gone into Emery's thinking. And he's a thinking person. DW said, I asked Cranky if Saka scored and what foot was it? So DW, not because somebody scored with a wooden foot means they're pretty good with that foot. He's not. And he scored a very good goal, by the way. He scored a good right foot goal. But I watched him enough over the last 4 or 5 years to know him, Odegaard, and Zinchenko only walk on their right foot. Sometimes they swing it and the ball goes in the net, but they're not good with their foot. They're not like who was it? Our midfielder used to be 2-footed. They're not. Martinelli is a better left foot, and Jesus is a better left foot than the right foot for Saka, Odegaard, and Zinchenko. Now that's the case with a lot of left footers, and you can actually put Gabriel in there too. Gabriel Magalhaes. You ever seen him use his right foot really well? Only if he's passing sideways to Saliba. So anyway, not to go back to Arsenal, but it was disappointing not seeing Bailey play. But then again, we shouldn't complain, people, sometimes, because if he doesn't overwork him, then he'll be available for Nations League, right? And Nations League is only just over a month away. So I'm sure he doesn't want to overwork the players, but he played most of the starters. So, and they did, people, even though they had FA Cup games previously, they're basically playing, well, it was once a week. They had a little bit of a break. They're playing again Saturday. So let's see if he starts on Saturday. Let's hope he starts, actually, because I'd love to see him getting game time, which he deserved, given how well he's been playing. Jason Guna said, disagree with Saka left foot being better. Jesus, right? Agree on the Martin left foot. No, it's better. It's better. Trust me. Jesus he's not 2-footed per se, but Saka doesn't have a right foot. And I know he scored a couple goals with his right foot. One was a screamer. Trust me, he doesn't have a right foot. You watch him when he plays, and you watch him when he shoots with his right foot. Today was a good goal. The ball came across his body, was set up really well for him to score, and he put it in the right corner. So, yeah. Next point is about Dixon scoring. Dixon had a great Manning Cup season. Excellent Manning Cup season, by the way. And played yesterday and scored a brilliant goal. That's all I have to say about that. But let's hope that kid gets the right coaching, the right opportunities, because it seems like he has ability. I know sometimes people are saying, well, if you're playing Manning Cup, you may not be at the right level, but there are exceptions to the rule, right? Whisper proved that you can play Manning Cup, do really well, and get to the next level, as at Chelsea, which is the ultimate. If you think about football, because the EPL is the ultimate league. So let's hope Dixon have similar ability, because he scored a ton of goals this year and can make the progress, play well in the JPL, get an overseas contract, and maximize his potential. And the next item I want to touch upon, I know we're doing football, and I'll come back to football a little bit, FFP, but I did want to touch upon West Indies cricket a little bit, because all of a sudden I am talking about cricket more. You know, I didn't really follow cricket because I used to know when West Indies was great, and West Indies got to be atrocious. And obviously they beat Australia, which is a miracle because about 7 of the kids were new to the team, 6 or 7 of them. So it does say a lot. But I've been watching the under-19 actually, at least the highlights. I didn't watch all the game, at least the highlights. And they've been playing good. I mean, they lost their first game. They beat Scotland. They beat a good England team. And they now beat Sri Lanka. So it's a good thing to see them playing and playing well, and long may continue. And you hope some of those players who are playing the under-19, and have some good players there, matriculate to the West Indies senior team. And I think cricket needs to come back a little bit. People in the Caribbean need to understand that not everybody can play football at a high level, and there are other sports. And frankly, people, IPL, which is one of the richest sports league in the world, pays a lot of money. Right? I got to be able to bowl a ball or bat or be a wicket keeper. And if you play really well and get to the highest level, it could be a vocation, make a lot of money for you. And you can have a little bit, maybe even longer career than you have in football. So I know cricket sometimes is very hard to stand up out there all day in the sun, even though T20 and 50 over is changing that somewhat. But people should consider having their kids play cricket like they used to in the past, and not just football. And Manny's had another question that he wanted to touch on around, is FFP destroying football? And you can put your comments in the chat, people, and I'll bring them up. Is FFP destroying football? Let me know what your thoughts are before I jump into that subject, because it's an interesting question, comment actually. It's very interesting. I think I saw a question here. I'm jumping around a little bit. Somebody's asking me if I have any. True Know Yourself, he was overseas on trial. He did get a lot of exposure going overseas, but doesn't mean you can't. I mean, Nicholson came through the system, right? Like how Dixon is coming through. Not everyone had the opportunity that Whisper did, given his affiliation with Phoenix. So, but yeah. God bless. Do you have any nations ticket? I can't answer that. God bless. I can't answer that question. I do have tickets for me, but I can't answer whether I have any additional one. I gotta figure out how to get there, by the way, because I haven't bought my plane ticket yet. So that's going to be interesting. I still am trying to find alternate transportation apart from flying, but I may have to fly. So I have to make a decision by this weekend. So is FFP destroying football? Which is a very good question and an interesting question. So let me take a sip of water before I answer that question. So the first question is, why do we need FFP in the first place? Right? And FFP was coming for 2 basic reasons, even though I didn't talk to management about this. One was the football administrators, not only the UK, because you have similar thing in UEFA. I think it was probably mainly 3 reasons, even though 2 prominent reasons people would give. One is around, you want to ensure that teams don't run themselves in the ground by overspending. Like you see happen with Derby, for example, where Rooney was managing for a while. You're trying to compete against teams around you. They have more resources. You spend more than you can afford to spend. So you incur more expenses than your revenues you generate. And you keep going into debt. And after a while, you go into what they call administration, which is you're basically bankrupt, right? You have to liquidate your assets. You can't pay the tax authorities. You can't pay your players. So it's one thing to prevent that. Other reason is in the UK, for example, not necessarily think about UEFA, they want to ensure that when you have owners coming with a lot of funds, they just don't want to just buy foreign players at the expense of locally developed players, right? People don't talk about this a lot, but it's a fact. So if you don't have money to spend, holistically and just be a spendthrift, you have to use local players to supplement the squad. Even though they mandate that each squad have about 8 players in the 25-man squad, you can go out and buy the best players. Then the first 17, 18 players will always be ones playing, and you're going to have the local players at the end of the bench or not being in the squad or in the team for any given game. So what they're trying to do is, if you're restricted for how much you can spend, you can't go out and buy all these players. It gives local players more of a chance. Third, they don't want individuals with deep pockets, such as people from the Middle East, for example, which you're seeing now, just come in and blow everyone out the water and dominate. But it has happened. It happened with Abramovich at Chelsea when he first came in, because Man used to dominate based on mainly commercial revenues, right? It used to be you have to be a self-sustaining club, meaning the money you generate, you have to make the money to be able to pay your expenses. So whatever you generate is what you use to invest in the club, to buy players, to pay expenses. And they didn't want a situation where we have owners with deep pocket like oil money come in. They have no limit to their spending. They can buy every player, buy the best coaches, do all of that. And at the end of the day, no one else can compete. Because they believe in what I call an egalitarian system, which is everyone should have an equal opportunity to compete. And whatever equal means. The NBA have that, by the way, in terms of how they operate. That's why you see different teams in the NBA win, and most teams don't necessarily dominate. A few teams do, but it's based on good players. They didn't want teams that come in like what we saw with Chelsea, with Abramovich, when he came in with money which supposedly got illicitly. He's in Russia. Or this is with Man City, with Monsieur, when he comes in with his oil money, how they got money. And in that case, actually, that's why Man City is being charged 100+ charges, because the view is that what they did was, in order to circumvent FFP, they create these sort of fictitious entities, indicate that these entities were sponsors per se, but actually it was them sponsoring themselves, right? And that's not allowed. You can't sponsor yourself. So in actuality, what they're saying, they were sort of sponsoring themselves. That's why they're getting all these charges, trying to circumvent FFP requirement. So think about where Man City came from. The first player they bought was, I think, Rubino. Then they started picking off all players. And Man City won before Pep. Man City won with Pellegrini. They won with Mancini as their manager. But they could spend all this money because they create this environment as if they have all these sponsors. And think about it, people. For you to get sponsors, you have to be a team that's well-known, that have a history, that has a resume, that have a lot of fans like a Liverpool does or a Man U does, to be able to garner that sponsorship, multi-year deals, and also be able to be involved in Europe to generate revenues, like for the Champions League, for example, or get the gate receipts, to be able to have the resources to then buy players to help improve your team. At the end of the day, Man City circumvent the process, it appears, but what Man City has done really well, which is what a lot of rich people do, they tie these things up in court. It goes on for a long time. People run out of steam, and they get the best lawyers, and they look for every little loopholes. And at some point, they get to the point where it sort of fizzles out. Now, that happened with UEFA, with Man City, even though you hear one of UEFA, one of their main persons come up the other day and basically said Man City is guilty, but the Court of Arbitration decided otherwise. But in this case, the Premier League is now saying that they want to make sure they work through this. And a lot of people are saying that Man City is guilty and should pay the price. So we'll see what happens, actually. We'll see what happens, because Man City has brilliant lawyers. Because when you have a deep pocket, you can buy anything, right? You can buy anything. And they've bought excellent lawyers who are making their case in court. Now, you have to follow the money, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what evidence the Premier League has, or what evidence, I should say the Premier League has, two. What evidence does the Premier League have to substantiate their case that Man City violated the rules? What evidence does Man City have to make their case that it didn't do so, right? So you didn't have to follow those. You've heard about these cases where people put their money in Panama or in Cayman Islands through all these legal entities, and there's a ton of them. So you can't, by the time you're exhausted trying to follow that money trail, well, I'm sure Man City would have to prove that the funds that they have to fund their operations were not funds obtained from some entity associated with Sheikh Mansour, but was an independent sponsorship deals they have. So we'll see if that happens, but I doubt. I don't. I think that the EPL has basically said, the Premier League says they have a date that they're gonna. I'm not sure have the trial or have some outcome. I know that on Talk Sports recently they mentioned they have a date that they're working towards, but they couldn't publicize the date, which is interesting, actually. But it's gonna the question, and one of the lawyers who used to work for Man City actually came up the other day and says, and he's like, he's a Man City fan. If the charges are proven as they are now, Man City will be relegated. So what Man City has to then prove is that they're on the side of right, because if they're not, if you realize that Everton got deducted 10 points for violating FFP, and they're now being charged again, because these are continuous. You can violate FFP every year. It doesn't have to be 1 year and then cut off. It's a continuum. Everton has lost 10 points, and both them and Nottingham Forest are again being charged with violating FFP. I think Everton may have been, yes, can correct me, maybe in 2021. I forgot what year it was, but they've been charged again. So they could be deducted more points. Now they're appealing the 10-point deduction, and their hearing is coming up soon. So we'll see what happens there. But it's going to be interesting to see what transpires with this situation, because Everton was an example that the EPL is setting, said they're serious about FFP. 10 points is a lot of points. That's 3 games. That's 3 wins and a draw, frankly, which if you're Everton is a lot to have or to be deducted, given that it's hard to get wins in the EPL nowadays. Very difficult to get wins. And 10 points is a lot. So Nottingham Forest, actually, who came up a couple of years ago, spent over 100 million their first year. And everyone's asking the question, where did they get all that money to spend? Because they weren't in the Premier League to have gotten those £100 million payout. So was it owner's money? And you're not allowed to spend your money if you're the owner to buy players. You got generated from revenue. So everyone was surprised about how much money they spent. So the question now arises is, where did they get the money from? Now they're saying that some of the funds they spent, the sale they made at Tottenham for Brendan Johnson, which I think was about between 40 and 50 million, should be applied to the year they're being charged. But the problem with that is the deal occurs subsequent to the deadline for those FFP situation, right? So say, for example, the deadline is June 30th, but the deal applied to July. You can't make it retroactive and bring it back. You can't use a prospective deal or a future deal to have those revenues match up against your expenses. So that's a problem for Nottingham Forest. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Nottingham Forest and Everton. I wouldn't be surprised to see Everton being docked more points for the violation they have now, and Nottingham Forest being docked points. And if that's the case, if you're Luton, you're Burnley, you're Sheffield, you may be saved. So you should keep playing hard and try to win as many games as possible, because you never know. And if the Man City case comes to fruition and they get relegated, you never know either. You never know how it is. So all these Man City fans, you should be concerned, because you never know what may happen with your situation. It's really interesting to see how much and here's what's interesting, actually. You can know that FFP is biting given the amount spent in this transfer window. So I think last transfer window, last January, because January is always a tough time, right? You don't get all your money till the end of the season. You get your TV money, you get your Champions League money, you get your Europa League money, and end of the season being in summer. So if you're in January and you've checked the books and you realize that, I'm close to FFP like Arsenal has, if you notice, we haven't really bought anyone this transfer window, right? We haven't bought anyone this transfer window, which is interesting, given that last year we bought Jorginho, we bought Trossard, we bought Kiwior, right? We bought all these players last season, and then this season we haven't bought anyone. You saw Chelsea bought Modric last season. This season, I think the Premier League spent about 800 million plus last season. And this season they spend, my last check was 40-something million, which is really interesting, actually. So it's an interesting time period for the EPL. And by the way, here's what's interesting, what people don't realize. So the EPL spent about 40 something mil. You go check across the rest of Europe and see anybody spending. Because you know how this works? That's why I've been saying to people all the time that, and I hate to make this comment, we'll make it anyway, is that in life, if you're and I always say this, you should buy black. I've said this a lot of times. This is how a dollar circulates and become $10, $20. So the EPL, when they spend all that money to the rest of Europe, people start moving in Europe because they get EPL money, they can buy players. When the EPL sneeze, all of Europe feels it. And they're sneezing this January, and Europe is not spending any money. You look how much money is being spent. Bayern may spend some money, but not a lot of teams spending a lot of money in January this year compared to other years because the money's not circulating. So when EPL spend the 800 million and go to all these teams across Europe, because many European teams, they then start buying other players. So that 800 million becomes $1 billion, $2 billion, $3 billion. Not happening this season. Because EPL not spending, because FFP is biting. Man, welcome. That was quick. Did they throw you off early because?
No, it was the EPL. It was the EPL rap. It's not a long show. They don't have a long show. I think it's around 30 or so minutes.
That's why people should tune into YouTube, because we
exactly.
If we have time on our hands, we're giving you the full thing, not no highlights.
There you go.
Those are highlights program. Quick,
because they asked about Liverpool versus Chelsea tomorrow. I picked Liverpool.
But also they had to advertise during that period. They probably advertise during your segment.
Yeah, they had to advertise. Yeah. And they have a
I used to do this radio show. When I used to be involved in that league in Brooklyn, I used to do this radio show, man. I used to call in for the league. And first of all, they would be late every single time. I used to pay like $1,000 for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And then you get not much time. You don't get much time, man. Then if advertising, the program is over. So
everything is rushed. Well, it was good though. But listen, I don't know if you're talking about FFP, but what I will say about FFP, right?
Yes.
Is this, that FFP can destroy football. You just said the point I wanted to make, and here's why. If the English clubs don't spend the way they are spending, the rest of Europe is going to feel it.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many clubs probably now are hoping that they would buy this player and buy that player? It's going to have a serious effect, you know.
Because but it has. It has.
Exactly. So that is why I asked, will it really destroy football? I think we have a
it's not destroying football, man. It's slowing down all the transfers. The agents are the one feeding it, management. Forget about the other thing. The agents are the ones getting totally destroyed.
All right. I think we have a caller. Cranky, let's see if we can get him on. Hello? All right, let's see if we can get it. You said the agents are feeling it?
That's how they get paid, man. You think they get paid? Is the teams pay them, you know?
Hello?
Most agents, when they have the transfer, the teams pay them. Unlike the NBA, where the players pay the agents. It's not this way.
Yeah. Yes, 50-50. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm doing great.
Yeah, man.
You're doing well as well.
Yeah, man. Giving thanks.
Bless up, Cranky.
Bless up 50-50. His phone is not working. What's the story, man? Is your phone, man? It must be your phone.
You want him to call you instead?
No, I don't have my phone with me. I don't have my phone.
But I'm hearing him.
But Cranky have a phone.
I have a phone. I have 2 phones, by the way. No, I have 3 phones. I have 3 phones.
That's a big one. Yo, Kara, clip that one for me. Cranky don't have a phone. Yeah, go ahead.
You talk about the FFP situation. I think you make a good point as well as Cranky, in terms of, pertaining to England, when they don't spend money, then a lot of other leagues feel it. But, what I get to understand with the FFP, it goes even deeper than that, management, in terms of, you look at Italy, for example. These government and how they do these tax things and the tax breaks that they give to clubs and a lot of these organizations. So it's not only FFP. So I feel like it runs way deep than how FFP is implemented itself, in terms of how some countries operate, Because I think recently, Italy, for example, changed that in which can of a certain I think, right, to attract certain players to Italy. To rejuvenate the league and the Italian company again, you know. It was like I was to lower for amount of money more than anyone else, you know. So based on the fact that they changed that law now, it won't be happening again to attract certain players and managers to the Italian league. So I don't believe it runs with it. And what I really want to come to talk about, you know, money is the Marcus Rashford situation, if you don't mind, right? Now we not odds over this player for he had a recent run being drunk and well, I'm not the drunk, but I mean he probably was drunk. But I'm gonna say the man drunk. But him go 2 nights in a row, reported ill, couldn't play the game against Newport in the FA Cup. Right? And here we have a player at the crossroads of his career at the age of 26. And I've been adamant and I've said to you, man, is that this player for me isn't good enough to play for Manchester United, and I think it's time we move him on. And this in itself, that currently is almost a nail in the coffin as to why we need to move this player on.
All right, Cranky, what do you have to say about he said at this time? All right, so let me tell you, so two things you have to separate: Rashford talent versus Rashford attitude. If Rashford went out and drink, and for that reason he missed a game, I don't think that has anything to do with the talent of Rashford. No, we can discuss his talent, but those two things don't go together. I have an issue with how the coach has dealt with some of the players. Maybe he has been having long-standing issues in the locker room. You're either going to have to be like Arteta and just get rid of the Ozils and the Aubameyang and the Lacazette and the Guendouzi's and all of those people and just get a new set of players. But if they are going to be at the club, you cannot come out publicly and say certain things. You did it to Sancho, you do it to Rashford. People will not want to come and play for you. That is the issue I have with it. Whether Rashford should stay or leave, that is my issue. I don't think he's as bad a player as you are making him out to be. I think if Rashford were in Arsenal or Liverpool or one of those teams, there are qualities that he has that would be devastating in the league. The man scored you remember that goal he scored at Arsenal last season when he was on form? So when does the coach take responsibility for the player not being in tip-top shape or form? But Cranky has his hand. Go ahead, Cranky.
No. I'm gonna get my phone because your phone is it must be. Let me see if it's your phone or not, because I couldn't hear a word that 50-50 was saying.
Oh, okay, 50-50. You heard what I was saying? All right, Cranky is going to get his phone. I don't know what is going on. Let's see. I don't know. So 50-50. Cranky is going to get his phone. What is going on? All right. I realize
I'm gonna try to find my phone. It's not turning on my man.
But my internet, hold on. My internet working. Let me see now. All right.
The iPhone battery is dead. But not my phone, the phone that I'm using for these purposes.
You had 3%. You're reading too much of the GFF constitution, you know. From your phone.
No, the battery is actually dead on this phone because I don't really use it, right? It's in my
all right.
my drawer.
Hello?
But it's not. It's dead.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're hearing me clearly? What's going on? What is
98%?
Yeah, man, I am hearing you, you know. Go ahead. So Cranky, are you hearing? Go ahead and talk. Let me see if you're hearing. Yeah. Yeah, man, go ahead. Hello? No, man, it's not me. It's not my side, Cranky, because I am connected. He says he's reconnecting, so I don't know. I don't know. And they said they're not hearing anything that he's saying. I think he was talking about Rashford. Let me see if I can do it this way. Let me just for the sake of the show. All right, let's do it this way. Oh no.
Looks like this phone has died on me. I don't know what's happening here.
Okay, not getting through.
You know, yeah. I bought an Android phone, and I don't know how to use Android phones. I bought one just for this purpose, and it's not acting up. I have no idea why.
All right, let me see something. I will know if it is my phone or his phone. All right, bam. Let me do this. I will find out. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. Is this Gunner's Boss? You're live on air. This is just a test call to make sure that the phone on my side is working.
Yeah, man, loud and clear.
Okay, you have anything to say to military stand before you go to your bed?
Military. No, me didn't comment.
As your phone man's man, see that crack up. Your phone man's man phone. See phone a crack up there.
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, man's man phone time. Your phone
this phone is not working. I bought this piece of crap.
The phone is loud.
Not yeah, me don't know. Like you turn up the volume in I.
No man, we're hearing you clearly. We're hearing you clearly, man. We're hearing you clearly. I just want to make sure we're hearing you clearly. All right, Gunners Boss. All right. Big up yourselves. Go on back in the comment section. That's where you're right. That's your rightful place.
Yeah, people, the phone. Yeah, man, people, the phone up and running. So the call, I make me listen to some on the voice. Let me hear the talk something. The ladies, them, Claudia, make a call.
It's not working well.
Oh, jeez.
The phone is not working well. And my phone is dead. I don't know. It's not dead, but it's not working. So I don't buy Android. So I buy a real phone. I buy Android.
No, but what I'm saying is with FFP, here's the issue I have, Cranky. That when you have owners who come in, who want to spend money, to put in, think you need. All right, let me do a restart. Let me follow Jason. Yeah. Right? I think I can understand because NBA have a cap, right? And if you go over a certain amount, you pay luxury tax. I think that is what they should put into the football instead of restricting the spending.
Yeah, but the NBA is an egalitarian system, you know. Everybody has to make money, no matter how poor you are in the NBA, no matter how poor you play in the NBA.
Yeah, man, but just the concept of, okay, your limit in terms of spending is, say, like, seasonal. Outside of it, what you get in, what you send out, you can't go past like 10 million pounds. Outside of that, you pay luxury tax. So city teams.
But it's not similar to FFP management. You can't more than you make.
No, but what I'm saying, you can. What I'm saying that allow them to spend more than they make, but just charge them more for it in terms of taxes.
But you miss. I understand what you're saying. That's an idea to be considered, frankly.
Because
what take the money and spread it back amongst the teams. But what they don't want the management is that what Golden State did was you then can buy. Think about all that oil money management. They won't care how much money they spend.
That is the point. But other people are going, when they don't spend the oil money, then some teams are not going to have money.
No, they're going to spend the oil money management.
How? Not in the football.
If they have luxury tax. They don't mind spending double and triple management. If they're paying Benzema $88 million management, they don't care about a couple $100 million.
No, that is if they have the luxury tax. I'm saying that right now, how it is, a lot of that money will not get into the football.
But the point I'm making is that they want every team to be able to compete.
But there's no system. You said yesterday to me, Cranky. Yesterday you said to me the world isn't fair. There is no way that every team should be able to compete.
No, but they want to make it fair. That's why they got rid of. When they try to have the Super League, that's why they got rid of the Super League. Fans just saying no. You have to have relegation. It has to be an equal system where everybody have a chance to win, compete, and be part of the elite. No, they're not gonna have it in Europe. Europe is different, man. Europe is different.
I don't like. I think FFP has more negatives to it than positives, because at the end of the day, everyone will not be able to compete up to a certain standard. Like, how many teams are realistically going to have more than 1 or 2 Premier League titles? Very few.
So man. Leicester won the Premier League. Man City was down at the bottom at one point. Villa was down at the bottom at one point.
Exactly my point. How did City win? By lots of money coming in. How did Leicester win? Lots of money coming in.
Right. No, but people are saying City win illegally.
But did Leicester win illegally?
No, but those things are aberration. They're not normal. They're not the norm. They're not the norm, man. You know why my phone wasn't on? Because I didn't turn it on.
All right. 50-50. I don't know. It's not my phone, you know. I think it's your phone, because my phone is working now. Just heard from Gunner's boss, but it says reconnecting.
I'm not used to Android phones. Let me turn this on.
But Cranky, gonna put up a number that you can call and talk to him.
Yeah, I'm trying to put it up here.
Yeah. Like Jason, what you think? FFP is good for teams like Real Madrid, because Real Madrid is your team, you know.
No, I thought 50-50?
No, I'm talking Jason, because Jason supports Real Madrid. But what do you think about the Rashford situation? And
Rashford, so there are a couple of things. First of all, people, if you're a Man U fan, you can't get rid of Rashford. You know why, man?
Why? No, I don't. I don't know why. Why?
He makes $400,000 a year, or £400,000. You can't get rid of him. Who's going to pay him £400,000 a year, man? Nobody.
Maybe he'll take a pay cut.
That's why you can't get rid of him. You can't get rid of Casemiro. You can't get rid of any of those players. They make too much money. That's why we struggled to get rid of Ozil way back when, or Aubameyang. They make too much money, man. It's going to give them away.
Yeah.
The team can equate what they're.
Frank, you need to put up the number.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the number. No, because I'm not using the phone number. I'm using the WhatsApp number. So I need to put up the WhatsApp number.
All right. So people, we're gonna put up a number. I don't know what is going on with the phone. I turned it off. I turned it back on. This is crazy. Yeah. Rich Tie is asking you, Cranky, because you're saying that the Android was off. So he's asking if you can use the iPhone when it is off.
Why I tell you, abuse, so much abuse. I know I have an 876 number, and its number is not popping up here for some reason. Because I'm not used to, if it was an iPhone, I would have known when it was off. I didn't know when this phone was off.
I think Ten Hag, he called out thing there publicly, Sancho, and the same thing he's doing with Rashford.
No, they say he didn't call out Rashford publicly. That's what people are complaining about.
Really?
Yeah. I think he said they would deal with internal. That's what he said.
No, man, he called him out before the thing there and after the thing there game. What they call it, the Newport, the game in the FA Cup. He did call him out.
Oh, he did? I didn't hear it.
Yes.
I thought I heard him say, because I didn't talk sport, they said, and put the number up.
I mean, he didn't call him out, fresh God.
He said it would deal with it internally. I think that's what he said.
But wasn't he speaking about Rashford? So you had a discussion about the person and said you deal with it internally. Isn't that? All right, people.
That's not calling. No, here's what happened, man.
So people,
you know what? Waitress from Ireland got talked to the Sun to say Rashford was so drunk he couldn't walk. He was out of it. So he went to Ireland to a party, took a private plane back to London, was so drunk he called in sick the next day and wasn't available. That was the problem.
Okay. All right, people. So there's the number. Call in. All right, 876-496-3144. Yeah, 876-496-3147.
And call the WhatsApp number. Do not call The regular
WhatsApp
number.
only. Let me
WhatsApp.
let
Only
me pin
WhatsApp.
it. Let me pin it so it will be up there.
Now we have to figure out if I know how to put it on speaker, but that's another story for another day. It's WhatsApp. It's Android. I'm not used to Android. I don't think I've ever had an Android phone. Though. Maybe a flip phone way back when, but I haven't had Android since Apple became relevant. Nobody buying Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford cost salary is out of reach for most teams, even for Arsenal. We have nobody on our team who make as much as Rashford does.
Manchester United salaries are so high, man.
I know. I mean, De Gea used to make 400, or something close to that.
How much is Casemiro making? Isn't he way up there? And Bruno Fernandes as well.
Yeah, they make ridiculous money. First, you said PSG. Yeah, first, you may be right. PSG may be the only team can afford him, and they need a replacement for Mbappe anyway. So you never know. They do need a replacement for Mbappe. No one calling to the number. Might as well keep talking.
Yeah.
No, it's Technic. You know that Android was good at one point. They may still be good, but I've never really used Android. I've always used Apple. So,
Mr. United, same team has turned into a retirement home. Casemiro is on
for retirement, we're paying well, a lot of money.
But you watch the Arsenal game today?
I won't say, except I knew what happened. I knew what happened.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I still
play. You know what we do? We play. Here's the problem, man, which people don't realize in the football, right? When you play a double pivot against a low block, that's not a good thing because you're pulling everybody into the middle of the field, right? So the middle get more clogged.
Yeah.
And what we don't do is this, which is what City does really well. So what they're playing was 3 blocks, right? They're playing 3 blocks. Now to beat the first block, you have to be cute to beat the first block, man. To get the ball in between that block to then penetrate the next 2 blocks. We're not doing that. We're trying to go on the outside to go around versus trying to go through the middle. Now you have to be very skillful and technical to be able to control the ball in a tight space and move the ball. That's what City does really well. Roger will squeeze the ball to De Bruyne in that block. He then turns and be at the defense. We don't have that. So we go to Saliba, to Gabriel, to Zinchenko, who then goes right to Martinelli, who then goes to Smith-Rowe, who comes back to Zinchenko, who goes back to Saliba, who then go to Rice, who then goes to Ben White, who go to Saka. That's how we're going around. We're going around.
Part of the problem, though, Cranky, like today, there are so many opportunities I saw where Odegaard could hit a shot, and the man didn't. I feel like.
Yeah, he's trying to walk the ball in the goal, actually.
I have an issue with that. Same thing with Gabriel Jesus. They have some ball inside the box. We don't try to get off shots. And I think that's the kind of forward we want. One that will come out there and try and get off some shots at goal.
Yeah, you saw SA score today from outside the box. That's what we need. Somebody with the technique to put the ball in the top corner from outside the box. We don't want you even when we're giving it. So is S Technique Skip a Man United fan?
No, I think S Technique Skip is an Arsenal fan.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yeah, I think he's an Arsenal fan. That's why I said
from Forest. Yeah, but here's the thing, S Technique, you got to break them down. So you have to take some risk to get the ball between the lines. We're not taking that risk. We're playing safe. Every ball we get, we play it back, we play it back, we play it back. You got to take
it's the first time I see Saliba struggle against a forward. I'm telling you, that big.
He scored against us in 3 straight games, you know.
Yeah.
That was a dumb move by Saliba to give up that goal, though. I don't know where he was going.
Yeah. But you know that I don't blame him, though. If you look at that play, I think Smith-Rowe just that's the problem I have with Smith-Rowe. He doesn't tackle.
What do you mean tackle? He's not.
Cranky, they say your number not working, man.
It's not? So try the number, man. Try the number. Try the number.
Let me see if this number working. I don't know. Yes, Kishan. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you. Go ahead now. Yeah.
Listen. I will not let you guys sit here and tell lies, especially you, management. You will not lie on my club and my manager. As much as I don't like the manager, you will not lie on him. He did not call out Rashford.
Subliminally, he did. Who was he speaking of when he says that he was ill and he's going to deal with it?
Okay. And even if
Hold on. You see, I'm lying now. Hold on, no. Let me just ask you the question. Who was he making reference to?
Marcus Rashford.
All right. All right. So weren't they talking about his attitude? The person were asking the question. What question did they ask him?
What's wrong with Mark? What's happening with him?
Okay, so how you say that he wasn't subliminally calling him out?
I agree with you. Say that he did call out Marcus Rashford, right? What's the big deal? I think as United fans, right?
What's the big deal?
Listen, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, please. I think as United fans, right, we're at a point where we're both frustrated with numerous amount of players as well as the manager. However, Marcus Rashford, for the number of years as an English player, has been protected by the media for various reasons. For whether he what he did for the children back in the COVID time and all this stuff. He also got an MBE award, and for all the things that he did on a humanitarian level, it is commendable. However, not everyone is of the belief that it is a footballer's role to be doing these things, right? No, he did it, and as I said, that it's commendable. Now he's protected by the English media for that reason, right? As well as the fact that he's an English player for Manchester United. And I think recently Marcus Rashford played a game that was since I think May of last year or April. And you know that Marcus Rashford, in his celebration, made a gesture to the fans that they're talking too much, that they're criticizing him too much. And if Marcus Rashford for 1 second thinks that scoring one goal in all these games makeups or multiplies to 10 for the season, it does not work that way, Mannings. And I think for a number of seasons, he's been getting away with lackluster as well as average performances, especially for a player that is on high wages that he is on, which is approximately 300 to 350k a week. So even if Eric Ten Hag called out Marcus Rashford subliminally, we'll see Marcus Rashford throughout the season, Newcastle and Brighton. You might not be having a good game now, but the least they can offer to the team is just maximum and defending. Simple club we look to move on Marcus Rashford.
All right, so let me ask you this question. Who has been worse for Manchester United? Give me in order of the worst one being 1, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Onana, Anthony, Rashford, and Sancho. Put them in order. Who is the worst? Who has been the worst player of those 4? Number 1.
I don't think they can put Sancho in it because he wasn't really given a chance, to be honest.
Okay.
And he wasn't playing from
all right, wonderful. But the coach consistently spoke about Sancho publicly, don't it?
Before I say that, right, let me just rank them in order. I think Rashford has been the worst.
Really? Wow.
Listen, man.
Yeah, man, I'm listening.
Reason being, off the back end of last season, right, there's a certain level of expectancy for Rashford coming into this season after his contract renewal, being the talisman of last season. So you're expecting him now with a new contract to be the talisman for United to lead us forward, especially with a team that is being rejuvenated with the likes of Mason Mount coming in, Ireland coming in, and him being one of the most experienced players who broke into the team from approximately 2015, 2016. After Marcus Rashford, I would say Anthony, right? And then after Anthony, I would say Onana. And as much as I've not been impressed with Onana, I think with him being a new player, you can give him the excuse that, you know what, it's a new league and he needs to acclimatize to the league, So far as bad as Onana has been this season, in my opinion, I can at least say, you know what, maybe next season he will even come better. Anthony, for me, he's done. I don't see anything from him, but at least he shows effort on the pitch. If there's one thing, if he can't cross the ball properly and make a simple 5-yard pass, he's going to trap back and defend and help out the team. But Marcus Rashford for me, and for like United fans, in
the 2 seasons that Anthony has been at Manchester, right, last season and this season, over those 2 seasons, you are saying that Anthony has been a better player at United than Marcus Rashford.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you over the last 2 seasons, we excluded Sancho because he wasn't given a chance. So that leaves us with Rashford, Onana, and Anthony. Rank those in terms of who has been the worst player at Manchester United over the last 2 seasons, because that is what we have to compare.
You see, you're shifting the goalpost.
No, I'm not shifting the goalpost. You never understood the question, so I'm making the question very clear. Because you cannot judge Rashford on this season alone. Because last season, if it wasn't for Rashford, you would not have been able to be in the Champions League. So you have to go back to his last season form and compare it with this. And I put it to you that last season Rashford and this season Rashford is way better than Anthony in his 2 seasons at Manchester United. But yet, I don't hear the coach dealing with Anthony that way. I hear the fans crying out, but not the coach. The coach stands in defense of Anthony. The coach stands in defense of Anthony, you know.
But man,
anyway, before the game, Cranky said that the number is working, you know. So did you try the number on WhatsApp? So I pinned the number. So add the number, try it on WhatsApp and see if it gets through. Cause I don't know. Try the other number now.
Sure.
Let's see if we will get through on the number now, Cranky. Cause you said the number working, right? I have internet service.
I'm in the US. That's what I say about that. I'm trying to figure out.
You mean Anthony has only been there 1 season? What do you mean 1 season? Was it Anthony at
He was there last year.
Was it Anthony? Oh.
He's calling you.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not coming to that. So I'm telling him to call Phil. Yeah.
He's probably saying he's not getting me. I called the number though, and I get it. So you call the number, man.
All right.
That's it.
What's the number now? 876
496 3147.
3147. Where do this now? I don't even know. I don't know if that. You have to save the number.
Up and just tell it there.
No, you have to save it for that. You have to save it for dial it, don't it? Yeah, how this work now? You have to put 876
496 3147.
496 3147.
Because I heard, he's saying the number wasn't working. So I don't know.
Yeah, cranky phone work. Yeah, try cranky phone. Try cranky phone.
Somebody's called the phone to make it work. Now you try it. You not try it.
I don't know if you do it cranky. I try call the phone, but every time I put it in, I don't know if I have to add the number or something. I don't really.
So add the number.
I think we have to get a new contact or something. Hold on, we try it this way. All right. 876
496 3147.
496 3147. All right. You getting a call?
No. Not getting anything.
All right. Let's see. Let me just save the number, man.
Did you call it?
Yeah, but save the number. But me not see the number. What go on here?
So go in your WhatsApp and just.
Oh my God, man. Cranky used to call Gil Bailey show to promote his football league.
It wasn't Gil Bailey. It was What was the name of the show? It was Gil Bailey actually.
Somebody
It was
try
another
calling.
show.
Eh?
It was another show, but yeah, we used to call that show. Hey, it was expensive. I think it was cheap, man. How much was it? We paid 1,000 for little and no time for a few minutes. Brooklyn Soccer League. So you made
Yeah.
the money back now.
Cranky. Oh, you sure the number is on WhatsApp?
Yes, it is. I just called it from my phone, from my iPhone to the phone, and it worked.
And it's WhatsApp.
Yes.
You're
WhatsApp.
sure?
It's WhatsApp business.
Because I am not seeing. All right.
What's he saying? What's he saying?
Oh, all right. Let's see now. All right. So I am calling it now.
I don't see anything.
Somebody send you on another call. It's not even ringing.
Really?
Yeah, I'm calling and it just says calling. Calling.
So when I call it, it works. Wait 1 second.
Oh, yeah, it's ringing now. You hear it ringing?
No, and it's not popping up.
Yeah, but I'm calling it now.
But it's not coming through though. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, so it's working?
It's not coming through though. It rang a while ago, but then it stopped. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I just saw Richard Nita just called. Somehow it's not picking up.
So dial back the number, Cranky.
No, I think I have something here. I think it says do not disturb. So I must have do not disturb on.
Yeah, we do not disturb.
I don't know how to get it off. I don't know. I didn't realize I had to do not disturb on. So
go in your settings, man.
Yeah. Let me go in a second and try to get it off. Hold up. You gotta use like fingerprint. I didn't realize that I had do not disturb on. Because I just called it and it worked. So settings. 1 second. I don't remember turning on do not disturb though.
Hey, where is Dre in the weather? You see that thing? Oh. Hello, I am Sure Sports. Crack is speaking. People are asking me how many money they who were born in modern times, my man.
It's saying to turn off. I mean, wait 1 second. This doesn't make any sense.
All right. Try and call him again, people. Let's see what happened this time.
It wasn't. Do not disturb wasn't on. It said it was off. Turn on. No.
No. All right. Let me try and call you again.
Oh yeah.
So it's working now. So try and answer it. Hello?
Yeah, I answered it.
I am Sure Sports. Money is not speaking. All right, so there you go. No, you can call him.
I didn't realize do not disturb was on. Why was that on though? I didn't turn it on.
You have to change the ring to do it, okay? That's somebody calling, so you can answer.
Hello?
Yeah, Cranky, your phone up now?
My phone is up. Yeah. Wait. Before you say anything, you're live on CVM. I'm sorry, not CVM. Manning's Man Show. So what do you like to say? Who am I speaking to? Oh, it's S Technic.
Skip.
Yeah, bless Skip.
I can't really believe you actually mixed me up with a Man U fan, man. That's dangerous.
Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I apologize for that. I apologize profusely.
You should. when my father died, the only thing I took from him was his Arsenal jersey.
Oh, okay.
Right. Resigned and framed it. That's
okay.
It. Nothing else.
So, Mike, can you guys hear us?
I am hearing.
Okay, good. So they're hearing you.
Ask him
what would you like to talk about
today.
Huh?
Ask him about his thoughts on the game today.
To check on your phone since manager said
oh yeah, it's
to see before work.
Yeah, it's working.
Because I called before and he was saying that you were on another call, but apparently it wasn't.
No, I had my do not disturb on. I don't know how to use Motorola phone in there. I mean, it's a good phones, so don't blame me for that.
S23, man.
I'm used to iPhone. I bought this phone just for these programs. That's the only reason I bought it. Yeah, I didn't believe an iPhone deserved to be on And he didn't deserve to buy an iPhone for this program. So
Yeah, that's true. Well, Arsenal has my problem with Arsenal right now is we having problems breaking down people's defense. Even minuscule teams, even the bottom teams seem to give us trouble. You know,
true.
it's like we have to find some way to break through. We definitely need a striker. We really need, a striker. I don't think our attacking midfielder too is to get the job done. You know.
Yeah, I think we have more problem than striker. Everyone is saying it's striker.
It's attacking midfield is not good. You know, it's not good enough. It's just there used to be a certain kind of quality players
right.
that came to Arsenal and played. We don't have that quintessential Arsenal player right now. You know, we need a few guys. It's not the striker.
Right. No, I would agree. Definitely,
yeah. And Thomas Partey being out is a big out. It's a big miss, huge miss. You know.
I agree with that actually.
But Rice don't really move the ball forward or progress the ball forward enough for me.
I'm glad somebody's realizing that actually, that Rice is a defender and a defensive player. Yes. Doesn't have offensive skills to be able to make penetrative pass or create opportunities for his teammates to score. He doesn't. He's he's great defensively, but going forward, he doesn't have those skills that's needed.
He doesn't have the attributes going forward.
I agree.
You know? And Timber was a big miss the first game, got injured, and I think that's a huge miss in this squad right now.
Yep, no, I agree.
So I don't know what we're going to do to solve it.
Right.
But I'm looking at Arteta's abilities as a coach. I think he's a good manager. I think he's good at putting a system together. But I don't see where he has made like the younger players coming in any better than I don't see. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
I just don't see it.
He's a good coach, and we'll see what happens. Actually, he's a good coach. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's gonna get a new contract, so.
Yeah, I guess he does need more time, but
Yep.
I'm a little bit disappointed in some of the things right now in Arsenal.
Well, we are in second place, so we should be happy. We're in second place. So no, Fresh God. I made a mistake. Fresh God. I turned the volume down. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
True.
Yeah.
Anyway, the slice we're still better than Man U.
Yes, and that's a good thing actually. And Man U will come back for a while now. Man U needs a complete overhaul. So I totally agree with that.
Man U is a retirement home right now. They need to get rid of basically from the hub down to the pen. Everything.
Yes. No, actually, you know what? They don't need to get rid of anybody. Continue the status quo. We want Man U to be where they are. Yes.
Yeah, I tell Fresh God, I said, no, just Mr. Man United. I tell him, just keep it up.
Yes, I agree with you.
get 2 more customers.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely.
Let me see it works out. But have a good night, gentlemen. I'll just continue listening on the other line and listen when the call is starting.
All right. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Bless up.
Yeah, man. All right. Cool. I see.
So, my next man, you see that even though the call may not be perfect because I was messing up, turn the volume down. But you see the phone does work.
Yeah, but I see Gunner's boss. After we did what we did, I see Gunner's boss calling me while the person is on the phone talking to you. Yes, Gunner's boss. Didn't you realize that?
Big up on yourself.
Did you know that a caller was talking to Cranky on the phone?
No, other than that, I mean, me hear the make him understand the feeling.
Good night.
Okay, so Cranky have a next call that he's taking. All right then.
2 different lines. So we have do this.
Oh, me never know your call for talk. Me think you don't call for do a test because Cranky had the phone talking to somebody.
All of 50-50. 50-50 is calling back.
All right, 50-50 calling back. I'll call him back.
They corrupt money. Who corrupt him phone? Who corrupt money's man phone?
They're suppressing speech,
They're suppressing you. No, it's not suppressing you. It's Manu suppressing you. Manu not letting you have fun. You're a Manu fan, right?
Yeah, but that's why I'm phone get corrupted,
Oh, okay.
Oh, because you called.
Maybe just an Arsenal line. But if you want to my point is, right?
Yeah.
Management asked me the list of, he gave me a list of 3 to 4 players and, who is worse, right? And he said that out of Rashford and Anthony, who's worse over the 2 seasons, right?
Right.
Marcus Rashford last season was exceptional. And
Right.
I don't even want to use the word exceptional now, but let me say he was good last season. And the reason I won't use the word exceptional because I've heard analysts and pundits and former players talk about his game last season, which if he didn't score any goals last season, right, what else is he contributing to the game? It's not like some players like a Saka or a Doku or Jack Grealish where they might not score enough, but they still have a wonderful game, both on the attacking side as well as the defensive side. So for me, looking back at last season, he had a good season. I remember after the World Cup, from maybe February to the end of the season, somewhere around that line, he didn't score any goals. I just scored like 2 to 3 goals or 4, I believe, right?
Right.
So he had a good season. Now, Anthony, for me, we all know the case of Anthony, whether we're United fans or Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, we know that he's not good enough. This guy's valuation was 25 million euros, and United decided that we're going to pay over the odds for the guy for some reason, because Eric Ten Hag wanted him at the last minute of the window. So about him, he's not good enough. It's evident that Mason Greenwood at this moment in time is better than Anthony, but we all know his situation, right? Now I'm saying to man, pertaining to Marcus Rashford, if you look at his career at Manchester United, it's been a consistent dip and then an upward trend, and it's been more dip in his form across all seasons compared to a consistent high throughout his career at United. And Jose Mourinho recently spoke about a lot of players being at United, such as the Anthony Marshalls of the world, and stated that if a lot of these players remain at United, they will not bring you back to the promised land that the club once was. And I'm of the belief that Marcus Rashford, despite his good form last season, is not good enough for a club like United. Maybe good enough for the bench, but not a talisman or somebody to consistently start to lead us back to the promised land that we deserve to be.
You think so? Here's what I suggest for you, because you can't help Rashford and we can't help you. I think you cannot get rid of Rashford. So if you're Ten Hag, your job is to get the best out of Rashford. You're paying him £400,000 a week. Let me repeat that. You're paying him about £20 million a year. You can't get rid of him. You can't even give him away, because nobody can afford to. Even if you give him away for free, they still got to pay him £400 a week. So if it's for 4 years, that's £80 million. That doesn't work. So I would suggest that you, Man United fan, pray that Marcus Rashford behave himself, play well, because you cannot give him away.
Cranky.
You got to pay, or somebody's got to pay.
Cranky. Yeah. Any team in the Premier League. Hold on. Tell us.
Fresh guy, how much is he getting paid a week? I thought it was £400,000. Tell me what he's getting paid, fresh guy. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I think it's currently around 50K, but listen,
350? Same thing. I rounded up.
I think so. PSV, they've been interested in him for a long time, and it has been showing interest, And with Mbappe looking to leave this summer, hopefully, then he could be a potential player that they would be looking for. I feel like a league like the French league would suit Marcus Rashford and the type of game that he tries to play, by just bombing down the line and trying to put inside on the right foot. But at this moment in time, he's just not good enough to take United forward. And if we're talking about standards, if Mikel Arteta at Arsenal can set standards, then why Manchester United cannot set standards and look at players and say, he's not good enough, let's move him on. And let me tell you, it does not get better than Manchester United when you leave in terms of the trajectory of your career. I mean, Di Maria, if you went to PSV, that's one. Lukaku won a Scudetto done by Italy, that's two. But if you look at many other players, they haven't done anything after they left United. So is either Marcus Rashford want to end up like a Theo Walcott or one of these average players in the near future. And my last point is Cranky. I saw the rumors pertaining to Mikel Arteta, right? But I think Arteta has to stay at Arsenal. I think he has unfinished business, especially with Jurgen Klopp leaving. I don't think they will win the league this season, But I think if this summer he can build on whatever on the position that you guys will finish at the end of this season by buying a striker and making additional signings, then next year will also be a good place for you, for Arsenal, for you guys to make a run for the league title, because I don't think Chelsea will be ready, United won't be ready, Spurs iffy, and Liverpool with Jurgen Klopp leaving, I know that they'll be in the top 4, but they won't be challenging for the league, you know. So I think he has to stay and not go to Barcelona.
Yeah, no, he says fake news, so we're not worried about that. He's gonna be at Arsenal. There's no way he can go to Barcelona. If he had a record at Barcelona, he had at Arsenal, he'd be fired already. Xavi won the league last year, not doing as well this year, and he's leaving because of pressure. So no, you can't. Of course, at Barca, you either win or you get fired. So there's no such thing of him going to Barca. He's not going to Barca. I mean, he's a Barca he was in the academy, but he's not going to Barca. So we're not worried about that. I think you shouldn't focus on a 50-50. Please don't talk about my manager. You need to figure out your manager situation.
Listen, it might be fake news, you know, but we are in football house in Houston, you know, and I mean, Barcelona is a big club at the end of the day, so when they come calling, then
we don't care. Barcelona don't have as much money as Arsenal. Barcelona is trying to avoid bankruptcy. You're talking about how rich they are. Yes, Barca is a good place to live. It's a brilliant, beautiful city, but they don't have any money to pay anybody. That's why they're struggling to buy players. They make a lot of money. If you notice in the turnover table, they're what? Second or third to Real Madrid, somewhere up there, and yet, or somewhere in the top 4, and yet they don't have any money because they owe a lot of money and they owe a lot of both players' wages and a lot of debt. So no, not worried about Barca.
But they figure it out still.
No time soon. They're not figuring out no time soon. They owe a lot of money. Trust me. They're not. They may be rich in terms of turnover, in terms of money coming in. But they're not rich in terms of paying down their debt, paying player salary. They overspend too much. They're poorly managed financially. If you manage your own personal money like how Barca manage them, you'll probably be in the poorhouse. They have that name of Barca and that goodwill. So.
But what my point is, it's still an attraction to many people. You know.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's gonna always be an attraction. The club is an iconic club. It's gonna always be an attraction.
I mean, I don't know the wage that Mikel Arteta is on at this moment in time, but I'm sure it's not nothing that Barcelona cannot pay if they try to come in for him. Yeah, and they probably could offer him even more.
Yeah, but 50-50, I think Gunnar's boss wanted to call in because I can see him posting some comments saying that it's his time in his own way. All right, that's up. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
All right, Gunnar's boss. We know you want to call into management, you know. So let me see your comments. See, I can pick up your non-verbal communication. I'm Gunnar's boss. Call Manning's phone. Because Manning's phone working now. His internet is working now. He paid his bill. He just went and paid the bill and come back.
Let me hear what he said.
Yeah, he's calling you. I can hear the phone ringing.
Well, it must be the most important call up on that show. Yeah, I mean, the best call about you. Where's the military stand? Blah, blah, blah. Manchester United fans, them crying.
Yes, they are crying.
A man come on here. Me hear the man come and talk about we don't need. Sit down, but we and us. Marcus Rashford don't know you, and if he know you, he might not even like you. Yeah, he was drunk. Man, sit down. We, us, who with you? Which
by the way,
Yo.
I think my Knicks are winning tonight. My Knicks are winning again, Gunnar's boss. My Knicks are winning again.
Without Randall.
Without Randall, and I think what's his name was also injured. I know we didn't play last night. We're winning again by big Mannings, man. Wow. We're up 1966. Yeah. Go ahead, Gunnars.
OG is a big win. OG is a big wing defender, and he improved the Knicks a whole lot since him come there. They're doing good with OG and without even with Randall. Now you have that option because he can defend and he can give you some points.
Yeah, no,
solid. With OG and the Knicks, with OG and the Knicks, it look back like the days when you have Oakley and Oakley and
Larry Johnson.
Kim and Randall look like, them not that big, but that's the kind of attitude where them bringing back. And Jalen, that little Brunson, him come to New York and play himself into an all-star. He's playing great basketball.
Because OG not playing tonight either.
Let me tell you, the youth, them a play motivated.
Yep, I agree with that.
Who they playing tonight?
Jazz.
Playing Utah.
Who you playing tonight?
Utah.
Jazz.
Utah not playing nobody still. They're not playing nobody still. Do it. All right, hear this. Talking about this Knicks, man. They're losers, man. Do it in the finals.
Which team you support, Gunners boss?
Miami Heat.
Which NFL team you support?
Philly live, Gunners boss. Me not understand. Philly live.
Miami Dolphins. New York.
So what's the Miami affiliation, Gunners boss? I understand.
New York Yankees, New York Rangers. Philadelphia.
You're all over the place. You support two New York team and two Miami team.
Yeah, because Miami, I'm my first stop.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Okay. I thought most of the first stop was New York, then they go Miami. They go make the money first, then they go South. I don't job there South. So at least don't job to that Florida. People retire to Florida. Come New York making money, then you move to Florida.
Brooklyn. That's what
Gunners boss, you're break up.
Everybody, don't step on a good call like that, Stan. Don't step on a good call.
You're breaking up Gunners. Man, no management phone all night. You're breaking up. Gunners, you still there?
Gunners boss.
Still here.
Gunners boss, call Cranky on the other line, because this one breaking up again.
Yeah.
Gunners boss, call Cranky on the other line.
Management, let's go get the people a bounce check. Cut it off again. Is he gonna call in?
Gunners boss, call the Cranky the number.
Is he still on your line?
No, he's gone. I don't know what is going on with the phone.
Yeah, I don't see a call coming in, so I don't know if he's coming. Sometimes I didn't talk about the African Cup of Nations. I didn't talk about that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
skipped that one.
Morocco got knocked out today.
Who they lost to?
South Africa.
Wow, that's surprising.
Hakimi missed a penalty when it was 1-1. And the South African number 4 scored a beautiful free kick. Amrabat fouled the guy and got a red card. All right. Gunners boss. Gunners boss not going. Might as well let him finish because he will keep on calling.
Okay. I hear Jason said South Africa had a great plan execute. I didn't see that game actually.
Yeah, but the coach didn't play. Zayek, that's his name. He didn't even play.
Who?
Zayek. The former Chelsea.
Zayek? Yeah.
He didn't play for Morocco today, yeah.
He's one of their better players, you know.
Yep.
They got a red card. Okay.
Yeah,
but it wasn't the 90th minute. I'm about, yeah. Oh, Hakimi missed a penalty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And then Mali beat Burkina Faso.
Yeah, Mali's been playing
well. Mr. United, we're gonna get a call in Gunners boss. When Mr. United say management can't might have took your phone number to Sister Donna. Oh my God. You know.
So none of these teams were in the last time, were they?
I'm telling you, it is a very I'm telling you, the AFCON is really setting up nice because Angola wasn't. Remember, Angola qualified for the World Cup a few World Cups ago, you know. Nigeria, Cape Verde, South Africa. None of those teams, like I said, made it to the quarterfinal last time around. Ivory Coast was there.
Yeah. But they benched some of their better players. You know, Kessie got benched. Pepe got benched.
Yeah, Pepe didn't play today.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, he played the game. He played the game, but he came on.
Yeah, but you know who I have not seen is Wilfred Zaha.
Yeah, Zaha must be injured because I don't see him either.
And then Senegal lost today.
Yeah, they lost some penalties, right?
Or yesterday. Surprising.
Rob Smith said other teams made the World Cup. Yeah, it's gonna be more. So it's more competitive management. Think about it. World Cup qualification is soon enough, so it's gonna be interesting how that works.
Yep. But I can tell you, most of the players at the AFCON are players playing in Europe, you know. Very few of the players actually play in their own nations.
Yeah. That should be a lesson to a country that I know, a Caribbean country. One of the Caribbean countries that have World Cup aspirations realize that you got to play at the highest level to compete.
Oh, somebody, they're saying that Zaha scored for Galatasaray weekend. Not sure why he isn't. Rob Smith said that he's having issues with the federation.
I think part of the reason why Zaha never was a short starter for them. You know, they used to play Pepe instead of Zaha actually. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but it's disappointing for him. Yeah.
I thought even Hudson Odoi would have played for Nigeria.
It's not Nigeria. I think it's Ghana, isn't it? And Ketty and Hudson Odoi and the kid from Brighton. I think they're all
Ghanaian.
Ghanaian. Yeah.
Lamptey.
But no, they're trying to play for England. That's what happens.
Lamptey. Tariq Lamptey. Yeah.
But Lamptey's been injury prone of late. Lamptey's been very injury prone.
Yeah.
But no, at the end of the day, I do think it's good to see new teams managed, man.
Yeah.
We need to have that in CONCACAF.
Yes, Gunners boss.
I work before now go there now, man, man. You pay the people on the internet. Man, me now let you up at the hook with this. Never call back, but you just say something for it. And sometimes when you say something that you don't have ulterior motive, Cranky.
Yes.
How you allow management to get away with saying most of the African players they will play in the African Cup of Nations. Who are you them playing? No go some management. You have to, unless you can throw numbers, man. Drop some team and tell me.
Okay. So let's say Nigeria. Does most of Nigeria play in Europe? Wait. Does most of Nigeria play in Europe?
Me don't know. Me ask him. Me ask him to tell me. Me not.
Yeah. No, a lot of them play in Europe.
Most of the players are in Europe. Me not believe it. So me I tell him to show me. Give me 5 teams and tell me how much Europe you play Europe. Each of those 5. 5 are top team over in the competition management. And that's all me go ask you for. Please answer. Me now let you have a hook with that one. Because me not sure if me not.
I don't have to give you 5. I could give. All right. Let me just give you some. Don't come off. Egypt, Morocco, Algeria, Nigeria. You want more still? Senegal. That's 5.
No, wait. Give me players them now. Tell me how much players they are each of those teams. And that me ask you for now. I said give me 5 teams and give me how much players for each team play in Europe. I want the 5 top teams. So tell me how much players for Morocco play in Europe.
How many?
The team we
I am telling you that more than 70% of the players in Morocco play in Europe. Same thing for all of the teams. More than 70% of the teams that I just called.
You sure?
100%.
100% sure. Without giving out the names.
Me just give you a percentage.
Boss, I just picked it up from the internet, right?
Then all
right,
Cranky is going to give you something. Hold on.
So it says here a new study showed that Morocco. Wait now. Morocco has 689 football players in different championships abroad. 88% of them in Europe. So you shouldn't have a lot of players playing in Europe, and most of them gonna play in Morocco.
I don't know what point Gunners boss tried to make, man.
So we have to, so them domestic league no good game way. Well, as soon as the players them get the notoriety, then them send them down overseas.
No, it's a combination of overseas ball players and players they export. It's both. Think about it. Morocco has a huge population that is in Europe, you know. So a lot of those players are much more committed to Morocco than they are to their country they're born in. They probably do it more than other countries do in terms of affiliation with Morocco, actually. So unlike in England, we see Hudson-Odoi and all of them, and Nketiah and Lamptey may hesitate. They're not hesitating. People like Zia.
But Gunners boss, why is this such a strange thing to you when 100 hold on more than when 90 the last couple of games we had, more than 90% of the players play outside of Jamaica?
You know, me just text at the other side, at the other player. Yeah, me just think.
Oh, you think you're talking about overseas born players? But no, he's saying players who play in Europe.
So Gunners boss, you ever call for Gunners boss? Hold on, Gunners boss. You ever call for make a point yet, and then you realize you don't have no point? What do you do?
It's a quiet.
What do you do at that time?
Just knock you over with. but you know what? I just do. You know what? I tell you the truth. You know, different from Mr. Manchester United. Them and them over there, ball about Rashford and this and that. And I said we and them like them have the party night team more than them buy one jersey and support the team. I said them cheer for the team. They not even cheer for the team. I mean, I don't know when they talk about. But other than them attack and that troll in the comment section. I mean, really, most of the time, you know, I just entertain myself for the show, for the football thing. I want to talk about the basketball and some of that thing, but we don't talk about them. The cricket and them thing we not talk about.
Of course, we spoke about NFL yesterday, Gunners boss.
Which part?
On the show, we talk about the games.
Well, in 2 minutes.
No, Gunners. No, Gunners boss. It wasn't 2 minutes. But tomorrow evening we can talk some basketball.
Yeah. I am sure sports it name, you know.
Okay.
That sometimes you're going like to figure that I am sure sports. It's not I am sure. JFF and EPL alone. Yeah, so we have to mix up the thing, you know, and make some other people get involved. Because Mr. Manchester United over there, the man I let down the Manchester United people, the man I let them down, and I look at it, no debate and everything they don't go on. And they type in the comment section, and they not even call and defend and represent Manchester United. Someone in the comment section look like a vice feminine. That's what I never call it. All
right, Gunners boss. Listen, we are go move on right now. Have a wonderful night, my boss.
Gunners boss, number one caller. We're gonna rank callers. He's the number one caller, both in volume and in terms of verbiage.
Yeah. JPL is heating up here. 10 games left in the JPL. And that's time the top of the league. So we're going to have the JPL show on Friday. Tightly bunched. So that will be interesting. But you know, we have the Super Bowl coming up. So we're going to do
there's a Super Bowl coming up. Big game, 2 weeks from now? Or a week and a half from now?
Yeah, and there's a big game coming up on Sunday as well.
Oh, we're playing Liverpool.
Yeah, at home. It's Sunday, right? I think it's Sunday.
It's a big game. It's a tightly deciding game, you know. Could be.
Because I'm just thinking that depending on how Liverpool-Chelsea goes, you know.
That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's actually tomorrow.
That's another big game. Liverpool's at home, though. That makes it difficult.
Yeah. Yes, so Sunday 11:30 we play Liverpool. So they play Chelsea. Yeah. Tottenham have a tough game too against Brentford. City should win against Burnley.
I'm trying to find the Sunday game. That's the Saturday games. Why am I not seeing the Liverpool game? Oh, yeah, we play Liverpool. Manchester United playing West Ham. That should be a good game, but they're at home.
Yeah.
That should be a good game. So Man City doesn't play, so they will play on Monday. Playing Brentford Monday. They're gonna win as usual.
It's a Troy Jules from Mount Pleasant to Lynn in Norway.
And by the way, I think Haaland is back in the next one. He's gonna come back. I think Haaland's on the verge of coming back. You know, Haaland is tied for first place in goals scored in the Premier League.
And the man has not played.
You know, for 2 months.
I tell you. Yeah, man. Indeed, the JPL games have been better. I think the Arnett Garner game, and I think the surface was good as well. I think the good surface is making the game, a whole lot better as well. So
I think, man, you should talk to the JFF about the fact that for the World Cup qualifying games coming up, they need to make sure the field is in good condition. Because all the players now play overseas on good fields in the man. They can't be having this. The field probably affect us more than the Guatemalans of the world now, in terms of
because we're players play,
yeah, they're playing on chevron and carpet. So I think we need to ensure that the field is in good condition.
Yeah.
Now, who's responsible for that competition? Is that the same person?
Which competition?
The competition. The when we have events, only JFF owns that. Is that the vice president?
Well, we don't know what will happen. Let's see after election if anything changes. But I think right now, that's Mr. Anderson. Yeah, that's Raymond Anderson's portfolio. God bless. When Jamaica play the next under 20 game. I love this one from Rob Simmons. So Rob Simmons, wonderful man. Congratulations, man. Your wife planned your daughter baptism. That is good. So you getting baptized, Rob?
That's a interesting data. Wow.
Well, he says it is early service. So
but is the celebration all day, if that's the case?
No, but what celebration is baptism? Yes,
I don't know anything about baptism.
1st of February. When is the 1st of February? Thursday. Okay. Rob Smith, you baptized yet? Can I have your wife and your daughter receiving the Lord, and getting baptized on you? You understand me? Not baptized, Answer Rob Smith. You're gone now.
Rob Smith no longer there?
Yeah. So I think the AFCON, whenever I know that your wife is baptized, I'm asking if you are baptized. Yeah, we saw this Schneider to Chicago Red Star, yeah. But to invite
what's the purpose of baptism, management?
All right. So in the simplest way, let me give you the simple way, right? Like a wedding band is important, right? So
Why?
it is public.
Why
You don't have to, but it is important because it's a public declaration of an inward.
Okay.
Yeah. So the same thing. Baptism is something that publicly declares something that is already happening on the inside. So it is, yeah. So just like a person wears a wedding band to show that they are married, you understand me? Baptism kind of, that's the simplest way to do it. A public declaration.
So if you don't wear a wedding band, does that mean that you want to show you're not married?
Generally, when persons don't wear their wedding bands when they used to, there's also a question. Yeah. In fact, I always tell people this, right? That the ring that you wear is not really yours. It's not really yours. Because remember, when you're doing your wedding and they ask you to take your ring, the ring that you take is not the one that you wear. The ring that you take is the one that you give. Because that is your ring. Because you buy a ring for your spouse. So when you put that on your spouse's fourth finger, you are supposed to take it off, not them.
Oh, so if they take it off, that means you're no longer together.
It's not their ring to take off. It's your ring that you put on their finger.
That's what I'm saying. So if they take it off, they say we're no longer together.
I don't know about that part, you know.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm getting lessons here, people. This is our class is in session. It's a late class.
Yeah.
I don't know these things.
Triple E can't grow up in Jamaica, don't know baptism.
Hey, Triple E, I stopped with church at 13. You know, nobody I talk about. I went man. The only reason I stopped going to church. At some point during some of these sermons, I wanted to ask the pastor a question and say I can't ask questions. So I said, I'll come back.
Really?
Yep. I used to go to Presbyterian church. You talk about boring. At least them church have some music and some party nowadays, you know? They have vibes to thing. They celebrate. Well, I tell you, one is going to go to church.
So in the middle of the service, you put up your hand and ask the pastor a question.
Yes. I was one of those students. I must admit. I was one of those students.
No, but you do that at Bible study.
One thing, I was one of those students. I'm telling you. I'm going to give you some story about my time at Rossi's at some point. Yeah. So I had to go to KC now. I didn't go to KC because I don't know if you could see that just said, the teacher told me, my name is said,
the man was, hey, pastor. So what are you telling me? Say, my man box me up, box them back, pastor.
No, I had questions.
Yeah. So you have Bible study. So what we do, we have like what we call a small group. So the small group is where whatever is done in church is broken down in question form, and people meet in smaller groups in different locations and go through it. So at that point, people can, because there should be a place where people get to ask questions for the things that they don't understand. But maybe the Sunday morning, so that is if the sermon is long, because really, like for me, I try my best to keep my sermon 45 to 50 minutes max.
So let me give you an example of what my questions would have been.
Yeah.
So I'm a very literal person sometimes. So when I used to read the Bible, read the Bible like
you used to read the Bible.
After 13, I gave up. I was a very curious kid. Because when I lived in Lucy, for example, we used to walk 2 miles to go home from Rossi's, and we talk about a ton of things on the way home, right? Ton of stuff. I did a place called Hartford. So here's an example, man, which is the Bible said, "Thou shalt not kill." And a pure killing in the Bible, man. Pure killing. Every time you turn a page, I smite the Philistine and kill. Yes, it just says weird. What do you mean thou shalt not kill? A pure killing?
No, that. All right.
What? Old Testament, man.
All right. So no. So there are a couple of things you have to do. All right. So a couple of things. All right. So, you know this, Cranky. That can be explained in so many ways. All right. When the kill was used in the Old Testament, in fact, the original was to murder. Right. It is not in a conflict like a war conflict where people will die. It's a different thing. That's one. All right. Now remember, regardless of what a command is, you see somebody just said, "Thou shalt not commit murder." Right. So sometimes the words that are, which is the unfortunate thing. Sometimes
be careful. We're going to that slippery slope now.
No, but I'm telling you, sometimes
that's your interpretation.
No. But sometimes what happens is that because people need to understand that there are translations and there are paraphrase. So a lot of what we read as Bible and say that it's a translation, it's not really a translation. What they did, they took from the English, so they paraphrase the English. For you to have a translation, you have to go back to the original language. What was the original language, and then you translate that into English. And sometimes, because of how the Old Testament was in Hebrew, the word that was used, they found the closest English word to it. But when you go back to the original, in the Hebrew, the meaning and context is king, When the scripture speaks about thou shalt not murder, it's talking about, so Jesus, for example, said in the New Testament. So remember now, let's come to, Jesus says, Moses' law said, if you commit murder, if you kill your brother, you have committed murder. But I say, if you hate your brother in your heart, you have already committed murder.
Okay, so I've got a question for you, man. Because
I'm telling you guys, to call out your name.
That's how I was in at 13. So when I said don't, I didn't know what this mean at the time, but it seemed contradictory. So thou shalt not commit adultery.
Yeah.
I'm going to read about Solomon. and said I'm a galleys.
Yeah, but Solomon did talk about that and see it as sin. So it's not like he's saying that what I did was right. He ended up saying, yeah. And he said that, listen, I had it all. And when it comes to the end of my life, it is all meaningless. It's all vanity. Because the whole purpose of man is to love God and to serve him. And I have missed that. You understand me? It is chasing after the wind.
So here's my last question tonight on the religion thing. Here's my last question tonight. Yeah. So man, well, there's 2 questions. Actually, there's 3. There's 4. Let's stick to 2. Here's the first one. So are we saying that all those Indians, the Incas, the Aztecs, the Arawaks, Taínos, all those people who had no concept of the Hebrew God, right? And they worship some idols which represent God. Are they going to hell or heaven?
All right. So none of us can determine who goes to that. That is not for me to determine or for you to determine. All right. But one thing I know is that the invisible attributes of God has been seen by all creation. Whether you are Hindu, whether you are Buddhist, whether you are wherever you are, when you see the majesty of the creation of the world, every man should look that there is a greater being. There is somebody who created all of this. So the scripture talk about that in Romans. It said that people are without excuse because the invisible attributes of God has been seen. In other words, when you look at the galaxy, the sun, the moon, the star, those things, you come to a realization that there's someone or something greater than me who did this. And that opens up something now for you to relate. Now, how you practice that belief in that thing and that belief in that. So the man who probably is in some remote areas of the Amazon jungle may recognize creation. He lives in there in isolation, but there's a way that he relates to God that you and I don't know. For you and I to come and say this person is going to hell because they don't practice their beliefs in the same way we do, that is not right.
So I have a question. Stop. Hold. Mm-hmm. So isn't there something in the Bible that talk about say how does it go again? Because I don't know these things. No one cometh unto the Lord but through me. Isn't there something that talks about that or something that affect?
Yeah. So every man.
So I was then have on Jesus and then on Jesus. I was on Jesus. Incas on Jesus. So they don't get to the Lord and then they'll go through Jesus to get to the Lord.
All right. Very good question. So if Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life, no one comes to the Father but through me. Right?
Thank you.
How then a man who has never read anything about Jesus come to that? All right?
Yes.
So let's take it this way. Scripture must always be brought into line with other scripture. He also said, it is not his will that any should perish, but that all should come to eternal life. Right? So every person, I believe, created will have an opportunity. Watch this. Wherever they are, to have an experience where they can decide whether or not they want to serve God, the creator being, whatever you want to call him. And if that is through his son, then they will have that opportunity. How that works out, Cranky, you and I don't know, because it is, we may believe that because a person is in the remote area of some jungle somewhere, there is no awareness of God's son.
Right. Yes.
Because you don't have to go to a church, you know. And God can reveal something to you that make you say, you know what? I need to come to him. And somehow you come into a revelation of his son. It is possible that those things happen where you are. The thing is that we have allowed denomination to detract us from the relationship. And what happened is the denomination has become greater than relationship. Because remember, Adam and Eve walked and talked with God in the cool of the garden. There was no denomination. They weren't in a particular church grouping and stuff. The church wasn't until in the New Testament.
So people, I'm gonna say this. I have one more question. I have tons of questions because I'm trying to learn. What's my last question? Because we're gonna have a session on this one day. Man, I'm gonna have a session. I'm not an atheist, but I'm also not a religious person. I'm being honest with that. I have a question, Manix. So, Manix, here's a question. And I'm not trying to be cute here, which is, so you have two individuals. Yeah. One is a murderer, and one is a good person, right? The good person doesn't celebrate God, doesn't worship God, they're altruistic, they're charitable, they adopt 10 kids, then give them earthly belongings to somebody, they give the charity. When they die, they give everything to people. They do nothing wrong, they don't curse, they don't do murder. The other person is an axe killer, kill people on a regular basis. But a year before they died, they asked for forgiveness, give them sin, then repent, because they might up on the gas chamber. I know the nitrogen they might use nowadays, but the nitrogen kick in, they repented, they gave their life to God, they celebrate God, they worship God for a whole year. The person who celebrated life and support other people, give to the poor, never do anything wrong, died, and the axe murderer went by nitrogen. Do they both go to heaven? Does one go? How does that work?
Again, listen. So the problem we're going to run ourselves in is if we begin to assume that eternity. Let's put it this way: eternity with God. Let's move aside from. Let's put aside heaven and hell. Eternity, spending eternity with God, is a matter of who does best. Because if the standard is the perfection of God, here is the issue we have. None of us in and of ourselves can make that standard. So whether or not I've never done anything in the eyes of man that are wrong, and I've done what people perceive to be good things, it is still not perfect, because all of us are born. There's an innate, inherent wrong in our creation. Therefore, unless, because remember, it is not our acts that are transformed, it is our nature that is transformed. And so if a dog eat the food of humans, you brush the dog teeth, they put on human clothing, it doesn't change the fact that it's a dog, right?
Yeah.
Because its nature is to be a dog. You can try to prevent it from barking, but it's still a dog. At the end of the day,
Somebody's trying to call me, but I says a push up. I'm trying to push up. Good night.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Who's this? This
that's
Dub Hub?
like Dub Hub.
I didn't want to comment on the issue where you guys talking about now.
Yes.
Because I am a person where I'm open-minded when it comes on to God and who believe in God and who don't, because if a person believe in God, I hold them in no higher regard than a person that don't believe, right?
Right.
And I'm always thinking that no man can prove to me that there is a God, and no man can prove to me that there is no God.
True.
Right. So, but what I've noticed is that people usually praise God according to the part of the world where they come from, if you notice that. So, more than likely, if a person born in a Costa Rica or Cuba, he's going to be a Catholic. And if a person born in Afghanistan, more than likely, they're going to be a Muslim, So, if a person don't know the way management see it, right, and management think his way is right, is it fair to judge them?
No, that's a very good question, and I would agree with the sentiment, which is it seems like almost every people in different parts of the world throughout history, most time believe there's an omnipotent being, right? And there was no linkage between those people to come to that perspective, because you know why? No matter how far back you go, and we can use it, they weren't civilized, they still have that mindset, that perspective.
All right, so let's give some perspective to this, right? This is a good discussion. So remember now, Muslims.
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear my name, man?
Yeah. Remember now the difference with Muslims and one of the major.
Can you hear Manning's Dub Hub?
No, I can't.
You can't hear your Manning's. I'm not sure why.
All right, Dub Hub.
You know why? You come to my headset. Hold up.
Dub Hub, no, let him try and call my phone and see.
Call Manning's man phone. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So let me say it this way, people, while it comes on, right? Remember that even the Muslims, they have Allah. Remember that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. And
Yeah,
Mohammed.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, man. I am here. I'm hearing you. I hope you're hearing
Yeah,
me. Yeah, man. I hear your question. I heard your
did you hear
question.
my
I heard a question.
Okay.
All right. So let's say this. Remember now, Abraham, who is the father. Remember, Muslims and Christians both believe that Abraham is their father, the father of faith. Abraham had two sons.
Right.
One was Ishmael, the first son that he had with the maidservant Hagar. He had a second son who he said is the seed of faith. Right? The second son.
Right.
Right? All right. So here's what happened now.
Yeah.
So the Muslims believe that the first son is the son who normally gets the inheritance because he would have been the elder, which would have been Ishmael, not Isaac.
Right.
All right. So remember that Ishmael was asked, Abraham's wife Sarah asked that Hagar and Ishmael be moved out. So the conflict between Ishmael and Isaac, the son of the flesh, they call it, and the son of faith, has been from that day. So it is two brothers in conflict, but it is the same father. So the point that because a person is born in a Muslim race place, it is not really valid because they all say they have the same father. And they do believe that there is a creator God who made all things. Now people ask us, you get that part? That makes sense to you? No.
Yeah, I get it, but I don't agree with it. But I'm gonna wait until you finish.
No, man, but that is how it is. No, what I'm telling you is not like an opinion. Unless you're going to say that what the Muslims know, what Christians know, whether you want to call Christians and Muslims are Jews and Jews, those in Judaism, because the people in Judaism believe it, Christian believe it, Muslim believe it. You're saying that story is not real because that is the story. Because it's not an opinion.
Well, we don't know what the story is. So why do I? But this is Manning's man. Here's what I struggle with Manning's man. Because we're very focused on the Middle East, not Manning's man. Sorry, go ahead, Dawah.
To comment on that.
Manning's man phone is a mess tonight. Can't hear you well, Dawah, on Manning's man phone. His phone now work well. Phone have hiccup.
Double, yeah, the phone will break up again.
In phone have hiccup, Double.
Yeah.
Phone have hiccup.
Call back cranky.
The problem, my phone is not coming through mine because I have my headset on. It's not
so let me just say a couple of things because people, you know what? We're gonna make this fun. Sunday, we're gonna have a farmer footballer because he and I do Bible study and teach. All right, Double. Double, call cranky. So Sunday evening, we are going to sit down and is a farmer footballer, big footballer, played for Jamaica, played for Camperdown, played in the Premier League, is a coach now, and talk about this. Because, right, exactly. So what the Jews are saying is that Muhammad is the way. What the Muslims are saying is that Muhammad is the way, right? And then...
All right, Double, you're back.
Yeah.
Double, can you hear me? Go ahead.
No, what I was saying, man, I hear you, but don't those people tend not to like each other because, like the Muslim, right? He see pork as a great sin, and he will kill you if you eat pork.
Muslims will kill you if you eat. No, they can't say. Cranky, tell me, you can't say that about Muslims, man. Them.
I think you can answer, man. I think I'll answer.
All right. So I don't know. I don't know about where if Jews see you eat pork, them kill it. If Muslims see you eat pork, them kill it. I don't know about that. Muslims are not. Muslims.
I think they're going to one big enough Afghanistan, and I think it is there for a reason. A lot of people take pork. It is outlawed in certain countries to eat pork.
Because all right. So but it's not true because it's not, what I'm saying that eating pork is outlawed in certain places, according to you, it doesn't mean that if a Muslim see a man eating pork, him gonna kill them. That's what I'm saying. Those are two different things.
Man, but a Muslim will kill you if, all right. Some Muslim think if you're not a Muslim, you're an infidel, and they will kill you.
That's some. But what I'm saying is that you just made a general statement that Muslims. No, you're saying that some, because they're just like in Christianity, you have Adventists whose beliefs and practices are different from Pentecostals. Same thing in the Muslim faith, there are different groups that practices different things.
Right. So you were saying it's similar to Rastafari, where you have some that more extreme than some in their beliefs.
Well, what do Rastafarian? Who is Rastafari? Who is Rastafari's God?
Man is man, I swear to God.
No. I know man is man. Man, you say a man is man. I know man is man. Me ask man where Rastafari God. He say man is man.
Rastafari, who's Rastafari God? But I just know that all Rastafari, all Haile Selassie in I regard. But I can't say who they see as God. I don't know.
I think Rastafarians believe in the omnipotent being, but I don't think they believe in Jesus.
Yeah, I'm not here. Listen, right? Me personally, I'm very open-minded with God issue. So if because somebody I meet a person, whoever they see God is not important to me.
So if you're in the chat and you just want to hear about football, you have to understand you come to a forum. We're very versatile in our thought, how we think, and subject we discuss. So yes, we may talk about sports, but we're trying to enlighten you.
I'm pretty cranky. Huh? I like that's why I call, because I want to learn.
I want to learn too, you know. Well, I shouldn't say that. I never want to learn.
All right, we're gonna set it up. What I'm saying though, so here what it comes down to. All right, so all of us would admit that we didn't make ourselves. All that we see, it is reasonable to believe that it didn't just pop up. Something or somebody created this world. And I'm talking about, remember, when I say world, I'm not talking about Earth.
The universe is saying.
All right, so the universe, because remember, Earth is, when it comes on to the galaxies, when you go to the Milky Way and all of the other galaxies, Earth is just a small
suspect.
You have like the one I call it Betelgeuse galaxy. Those are way bigger than Earth.
Yeah.
Like you talk about, even the sun is not even the biggest star. So when you think about that, who put all of that together? All right. Now, if we can admit, go ahead.
Tell you, as I say,
I have your argument tonight. I may heard your argument.
No, man. Hey, trust me, Cranky. Hey, we don't. Anyway, go ahead, Double. Listen to Double. God, I tell you that.
Man, I don't know, but whatever you think, right? There's if you put 10 different religious groups in a room, everybody gonna think something different. So I don't know.
I spoke to that to a Double. I said this: the original concept, the original in God's created world. If we go by biblical record, right? The scripture begin by saying, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. Then it says, and the earth was null and void. All right? Bam. All right? So here's the point.
Wait, man, back up. What does it mean? The heaven? What's the heaven? What's the heaven?
Huh?
What's the heaven?
What is the heavens? Heavens, meaning they're more than. Listen, what we see above us is not the heavens in a Cranky.
But what do you mean above us?
When you go outside and you look and you see what you see there, that's not the end of God's creation of the things above. There's
why
more.
Why we say the heavens and the earth? Why do we say the heavens and the earth is part of the heavens?
The earth is part of the heavens.
Yeah, why we say the heavens and the earth? That's why I'm asking the question. Why would you say the heavens and the earth? We're saying God created the heavens, and part of the heavens were the earth. What's the earth?
Hold on. So hold on. So God created
the sky.
No, the heavens is the sky. Hold on. Cranky, what are you talking about?
So here's the thing, man. People don't realize when it's. By the way, people, You should listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. Brilliant.
Telling the people.
Brilliant.
Hey, people, you should listen to management.
No. And listen to management too. Because you do take management information I give you and listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. And you'll be amazed in terms of how both sides can make compelling arguments for, I wouldn't call it belief, because he doesn't have the belief. He's agnostic, by the way. He's not an atheist. But he said he doesn't know. That's what a lot of people say.
I didn't want to lose the point I'm making, doing it, because I think it's so critical. Because he's on the line. Because here's the point I want to make, that God didn't create religion. When he made Adam so that they would walk and talk in the garden. And then he made a woman. And then he said, be fruitful, multiply, subdue. He said, listen, have dominion, fruitful, and multiply. In other words, God's original mandate to man is what everything should be restored to. What was the original mandate? Adam, how you are, this is what I want you to multiply. Let there be...
One second. Use that word, subdue. You sure you say subdue?
Have dominion.
Wait, back up, management. Woman should subdue to man?
No, how you get into...
No, so what does subdue mean in this case? I don't know.
Hold on, how you get to woman should subdue? How you get to that?
You know, really, you said subdue.
Crank.
We can play it back. We can play it back. You can play it back here.
Cranky,
you said subdue.
Cranky, just listen, man. Let me read it. Let me read it for you, man. Let me read it for you.
Okay.
All right. Let me read it. Let me come. I like to read it, All right. Okay. So we can read it, don't it? And we can tell you. All right. When God made Adam and Eve, right? Yeah. All right. Naked and not ashamed. All right. Let me bam. Man to be alone. Out of the ground. All right. Cause a deep sleep. Woke up the man. Bam. Therefore, leave his mother and his father. Right? Bam. So God made man and he made woman. He made Adam. He made Eve. Well, I'm making me fight. I'm going to read the exact word. God bless them, saying, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the waters. Then God said, let the earth bring forth. Then God said, let us make man in our own image. He created them male and female, and he created them. All right. So God made them. Then God blessed them and said them, be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. So what is the issue you have with that now?
So,
man,
go ahead.
Let me say this like I'm call him, I'm going to get up. But management, you know, so if you really listen to what you read, it looked like when God did the boat, I never got alone before. I God did have somebody with him, because God wouldn't call himself our. Let's make man in our own image. So
all right. That's very easy. That's very easy, man. That's very easy. Let me give you a simple way to do it. All right. So, wait. You're on this as double, right? So Cranky's name is not Cranky, you know. He has a next name, but it's the same person, right?
Right.
So, all right. Do you know that Dub Hub, when you stand outside sometimes, do you see a shadow?
Yes.
All right. So is it Dub Hub standing, or is it your shadow?
It's me standing.
All right. Are you your shadow?
No.
But you and your shadow are one, because without you there's no shadow.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
you know, we call it today. Double, we call it today conspiracy theory. Let me just say this. Let me say this, people. This is very important. It's very important, actually. The Bible was written by a man. Let me repeat this. The Bible was written
under the inspiration.
No. The Bible was written by a man. And man, you know what man is? We know what man is, you know. It's like people believe the police, given that they have authority, always do the right thing.
Yeah.
Man, most time, don't do the right thing. So whether there's a God or not, man go right thing to fit man. That's when we talk about subdue woman Them have dominion over everything.
Who said subdue woman? Cranky never said subdue woman.
But it's a man. It's a man and woman, you know. You know, it's a man, you know. It's a man and woman. It's a
No,
man,
he said
man.
God made them, and I went on.
But man is man. You know what man is man? We just grow up man is man. When I was growing up, you know, man is man, I watched cowboy movie.
Anyways, you know, so regard for you're going to finish it up. Yeah.
I sympathize with the cowboy them in the man is man. You know why? I used to sympathize and empathize with the cowboy them. You know why, Mannings man? We used to sympathize with Tarzan, Mannings man. You know why, Mannings man? Mannings man, you know why I used to sympathize with them, Mannings man? Tell me why I sympathize with them. You tell me, Mannings man. I sympathize with the oppressors, Mannings man.
So what is the point?
But here's the point I'm making to you. Because man can manipulate you to think his way, to adapt his methods, to do whatever he wants you to think and do.
So do you believe, but the Bible, do you believe that God could inspire a person to pen what he wants? Do you believe a creator being who put all of the things, who says, hold on. No, let me ask you, yeah, interrupt me now, come and solve this. So, all right, let me ask you this. Do you believe that it is a greater being, a greater mind, a creator who causes the sky, the sun, the moon, and those things to stay in place?
So I mean, people, I struggle. Here's what I struggle with. I believe, given I was made to think that there has to be an omnipotent being, because these things always seem to ordain and orchestrated. However, if you're going to be really curious, and people say, well, you can't question these things, you question God or you blaspheme.
Be curious, Cranky.
Where did God come from?
So that's the starting point. No, but here's what
that's
you want.
Starting point.
No. So no, man. So here's how we're gonna have the discussion. Remember, I asked you a question first. Right. You told me about a whole lot of things. You don't answer my question. Then you're gonna ask me. No. So let's get back to my question.
So that's what I'm saying.
You can say you're not answering my question, you know.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I have questions which cannot be answered. You have questions which cannot be answered.
What question I have that can be answered?
Up until this year, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. No man can prove to me that there isn't or there is a God.
So here's what I'm asking you. So you believe? All right. So all right. Let us agree that there's no God. There's nobody who created nothing that we see. How did it come about? No. Here's what I want to answer me. There's no being. How did people forget about? Let's forget about God. Forget about someone named God. I want you to explain to me how everything and human beings live, exist, operate, have heartbeat, have breath, how that happens.
Right. So if you talk, go ahead, Double.
I met my father and they had sexual intercourse and I came.
How did your mother?
No, that's not the starting point.
So you think life started with your mother and your father?
Let me answer, man. Think about this way, man. Here's what we are being taught to think. Everything has a beginning and an end. That's what we've been taught. We've been taught to think that way. That's how we're trained to think.
All right, so forget about.
So we're trained to think. The problem with that thought process is we can't think about where does the universe or man comes from. It makes no sense. But here's what we can't think about management. Here's what we should think about, people in the chat. Listen to this one carefully. We don't know what nothing looks like. We can't think about what nothing looks like. You just try to imagine this. What does nothing looks like? There's no such concept. You can't imagine what nothing looks like. That's why I struggle, Mannings, man. I can't tell you what nothing looks like. Can you tell me what nothing looks like?
I don't understand your point, though. Here's what I want. You have said a lot of things without answering my question. And you're asking me a question.
I don't know.
Okay. So what you're saying is that you don't know how nothing at all exists. How it was started. Hold on. You don't know how anything started. You don't know how things stay in existence. You don't have no clue about that. So you don't know how this. Okay.
So here's my point on this. Two things. When I tell people, I said, listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson because he's brilliant at explaining these things. He will explain to you the inception of the universe, start from black hole. And the fallacy of that argument is this: where did the black hole come from? Right? Because almost like the black hole is nothing. You talk to scientists, they'll talk about the black hole and the formation of the universe, but they can't tell me what informs that formation of the universe. Because we are trained to think everything comes from something else. What we can't decipher, because you won't tell me, man, about this.
All right.
You can't tell me how God originated.
All right. Cranky, you know, all right, I'm going to give you one research to do, right?
Yes.
You know laminin?
Yeah.
Double, you know laminin?
No.
All right. You know what laminin is?
No. But I'm willing to learn.
All right. Laminin. Laminin is what them call it. Is I want you to get a microscopic view of laminin. All right. Sunday we're gonna get into this, you know. All right.
Okay.
All right. Laminin is part of the human body. All right. All right. Me just give you one thing, you know. Me go prove, because I'm going to prove to you that what we see, like, and I can take on any scientist at any university in the world, anywhere at all, the one them who believe in evolution, because you see, anyone who believe in evolution have to prove to me, watch, because if everything is evolving, how comes you are not evolving, Cranky?
No, man, like, that's not true. That's not true.
No. Listen to me. If you are going to tell me that people came from apes and they have evolved into what they are now, why has the evolution or the evolving of people stopped in this form for so long?
So man. Here's the problem. Here's the problem with that argument. What you deem long is not long.
Okay. Okay. So how? Okay. So you're saying that at some point humans are going to evolve into some other form of creature.
Man, human create this concept of time.
No, man. Me not ask you about time. I'm just
but I'm getting to your point.
No, forget about the time. All right. I missed the time.
It's important. Human create this concept of what time entails.
I forget about time. It don't matter how long. No, but we don't want to tie down to time. Here's what I'm saying.
I'm coming to you. I'm finishing my point.
No, but I don't want it to be about time, Cranky. Listen, if evolution is real,
right?
All right?
Yeah.
Forget about time. Will the sky, the sun, the moon, and the stars evolve into other things?
We don't know, man.
All right.
We don't know. But here's the thing, but here's the thing, man, because you're laughing.
No, just ask because I'm going to do some of the apes.
But you think, man, what human beings think is that, man, suppose I would tell you that we have no idea how long this earth has been around.
Fine.
No idea.
Fine.
Suppose you think this thing.
Fine.
There may be no billions of
listen, I'm accepting all of those things, you know, because I come back down to one question.
Here's the point, though. Here's the point about this. This whole thing about billions of years, there is no time about how long life has been.
No time. Time is irrelevant.
Go ahead.
Time is irrelevant. I'm giving you the time argument. There's nothing called time. It's just time is just man-made.
Made of human concept.
Made. All right. So then there is eternity then, because eternity is not endless time. Eternity is where no time is.
Right. Okay, fine.
All right. That is where they say the creator being lives. So now we're going to talk in terms of eternity and forget about the creator being. So let's think about in the concept of eternity. Why hasn't people lived beyond a certain amount of years? If there's no time and eternity is what people live in, and time is just a concept of man, how is time then be able to confine evolution to specific blocks?
So man, here's the thing, man. What you don't realize, over time.
No, I can't use time. How are you using time? Forget about time.
I'm getting your point. You just asked me a question about time. You just asked me a question about time.
No.
Yes, you said how come man don't live long or something. What's the question, man?
No,
What's the question?
exactly, because I'm not asking you about time.
What's the question?
So listen what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
There is, according to you, there's no time. It's a man-made concept. Man-made time.
Yeah.
All right. What really exists is eternity. What then is causing man to operate within time when man lives in eternity?
Well, that may happen eventually. Man is man. Have we been living longer? Is the longevity going up, man is man? Is longevity going up?
All right. So
the
people they want money, man.
Listen to me, man. We start replacing human parts like we do with machine, man is man. Maybe that will happen.
Crack.
Or we learn to move the organ. Man is man. We start putting things in people's brain now in the man is man. Alien must just put something in people's brain now.
Huh?
Alien must.
Crack you.
Man is man. You're laughing about these things.
Some other things that we not discuss. We just want to stick to eternity.
No, but man is man. You come with this concept sometimes will sound like ancient thing.
Cranky. We want to stick to eternity, you know.
But I'm saying man able to live to eternity at some point.
No, Cranky. But
you're laughing at that concept.
Cranky. Yes. You know that anything that is eternal cannot not have life. If it had life.
What do you mean?
It. Anything that is eternal cannot not have life. If it had life.
Man is man. I can make a pair of headset man is man. And then bomb them and then be eternal man is man.
Cranky, listen what I'm saying to you.
They don't have life.
Cranky.
No, stick to your point. Stick to your point.
I'm sticking to my point.
These headset man is man and they're eternal.
Cranky.
Yes.
Anything that is eternal.
Right.
Watch this. And had life, it cannot it cannot not have life.
But you don't know that man is man. You don't know that.
But then if it loses life, it is not eternal.
But man is man.
If it can lose life, it's not eternal.
I'm saying at some point it may have life and you keep it alive.
So no, but I'm saying, so how do they lose life, Cranky?
So you're saying spirit is life.
Cranky, anything that is eternal cannot lose life.
Man is not eternal.
Because then it's not eternal.
Right. So what are you saying? I'm confused.
So the point I'm making, then why then man are dying if everything is eternal?
Who said everything was eternal?
But because there's no time, so everything must be eternal. Is that a time or eternity, you know?
Man is man.
Anyways. Hey, no, seriously,
you're confusing the concept of what I'm saying is this, which is man put here's what man is doing. It's trying to be cute, okay? Man put time around everything. What I'm saying, the universe is the universe eternal, man is man. Is the universe eternal?
If the universe
eternal? Yeah?
If the universe is eternal?
Yes.
No, what my Bible tells me is that what we see.
No, answer the question, man. What the Bible tell me? You just ask the question. The universe eternal. Is the universe eternal? Is the universe eternal?
CC, good night. The lines are not working, right? We're having some problems. So that is why Dubbob is over on Cranky's phone. But here's what. It's a Sunday evening. No, man. People, not one of the people. We have to leave. So guess what? CC, Sunday evening. I'm going to have a former footballer. Cranky, I love you. Come back and dub up. CC, I love you, Giant, and fan of mine. I hope I'm going to fix up the phone line because this is a good look conversation after the football. All right?
Yeah. I'm going to say one thing before we go. Yeah. One thing. Because there's something in science where them tell us, the universe has a limited amount of energy and therefore is finite. If something has a limited amount of energy and it's finite, it requires a creator. So unlike the people who believe that the universe now have no creator, that would mean the universe is eternal.
So God is finite too? So God have limited energy, God finite too. I understand. So the universe go with this. There God if there's no universe?
God is
eternal.
Where does God
live if there's no universe? Where does God live if there's no universe?
Hey, listen, you guys are furlong.
You guys killing me.
Hey, listen. People, can we please let me do it and please just work with me now. I have to leave, you know. Oh, Jesus. CC.
wait for that day, you ain't not happen shit then. Grandmother wait for that. And my great grandmother wait for judgment day and then dead. You believe that day they go come management?
Of course. There's a day when every man will give account for the things that them do. You don't have to believe it, you know. But whether you believe it or not, don't change it. Because here's what, you don't have to believe that in gravity, you know, jump off a building. Whether you believe it or not, the law of gravity going to work. You don't have to believe. People believe they have to believe something for it to be real. You don't have to believe it.
Let me say this.
You don't change the fact that it's real. Gravity works whether you believe it or not.
But you know, we are suit where them say God go come and him go come down from out of the sky and him something. That me talk about, like, literally. You think that is a like that
of course the Son of Man will return. And every man everywhere who live in will see him. He will return.
We're gonna form back in a human flesh, or we spirit? How does that work?
You want we have that conversation? Because that's going to be a bit long one. That's what I tell you. Because we can have the conversation, you know. You understand me? So you know what though? I've never heard anybody say the late Jesus Christ. I hear them say the late Selassie, the late this, them late all of those things. I've never heard anybody say the late so and so of Jesus. But let's return on Sunday because it's a good discussion. I like it. You understand me? I like the questions. What's the topic?
This is the last point I make, which is since God knows everything about anything, He knows what I'm thinking, so He must be asking me to ask these questions. That's all I say. I couldn't ask them if He never asked me to ask. I know everything. He's omnipotent. He knows everything about everything. Ask me to ask these questions.
Yeah, this
by the way, Jamaica has more churches per capita than any country in the world. Let me just say this again. Jamaica, one of the wickedest country on God earth, have more church per capita than any country in the world.
Jamaica is the wickedest country on the earth?
One of the wickedest country. What it is, the murder numbers tell you that.
People. Hey, Double Hub, we are gonna run it up. Cracky tell Double Hub we are gonna run it up because we need.
And the Middle East, which is one of the most religious region in the world, probably have more wars and more killing than any other part of the globe.
Okay, all right.
So, food for thought.
All right, so people, we're going to have conversation, but we're going to leave some of this to Sunday. You understand? We're going to look away to end the show tonight.
Life is my research, Triple E. Life is my research and experience. We never do no research for this conversation. When people come to my house, I just tell them, say, I will talk with you all day if you can tell me where God come from. When you can't prove to me where God come from, me still going to talk to you all day. And them always leave. I wonder why. But Manning, if I'm around Sunday, we'll have the conversation. Interesting conversation.
Interesting conversation. All right.
Yes.
All right. Listen, Double, bless up yourself, people.
Double, appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Good discussion. You understand me? We must be open to different views and things. I always tell people I love this conversation. Because that is it. Sometimes we can learn, we can understand sometimes from others. So this is good. So thanks.
You came to listen to football and you still talking about religion. It happened.
Yeah, and the other day we were talking about some social issues and things. You understand me, sir? That's how it goes. This is just giving you some ideas to what the Cranky Show will be like.
Yes. You're a responsible component of the show.
Yeah, all so right. we're going to try and start at 6 on Sunday.
All right.
Man, so you know, Fresh God, honestly, Fresh God, some of the time, Fresh God and answer me, answer your question, and some of the time you think them run so fast. You see Fresh God question, Cranky?
What is one say? Oh, you can't start nothing from nothing.
Who said that? Fresh God.
How does one define nothing? What is nothing? There's no such thing as nothing.
No, that's what Fresh God asking. Me not see Fresh God question.
He said you can't start nothing from nothing. But I'm saying there's no such thing as nothing.
Oh, I never see
that.
What
does nothing look like, Fresh God?
I never see that question.
Wait a minute, man. My phone is answering.
No, man.
He said, what you saying? My phone is answering me. I'm telling you.
Somebody will try call it. Listen, this is I Am Sure Sports. And I am man. Listen, big up yourself. Fresh God, if I answer the question, the caller go get it and we're going to go along and we get the signal, the wrap-up signal right now.
I'm starting my show in March. March, after the Nations League.
But I promise that I'll take on some of these on Sunday. All right. But I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. Big up to Cranky and to all of you. Hit the like button, subscribe before you go. As usual, when we are leaving, we say we are over and we are O-U-T out of here.
Boom, check it out. I don't know it's Jason. I'm here represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.